okay, make different changes. I might choose now to see a guidance counsellor or to speak to friends and family about my situation, okay? So it can be really helpful tool in that respect in your everyday life. So one of the biggest hurdles around reading cards as well is the fear of getting it wrong. But here's the truth. There is no wrong way to interpret a card, really. So everyone's intuition is unique to them, and it's really your perspective. So each reading is a personal experience, and the more you practice, the more confident you become. It is an excellent divination tool, and it can really help strengthen your intuition. So I would challenge you this week to grab a deck of cards, if Oracle, Tarot, Angel, or regular playing cards, whatever the case may be, whatever connects with you and interests you, and have a go. And if this is something that interests you, connect with me on Facebook, and I'd be happy to direct you for some free resources. So I might just jump to a caller. We have Evelyn in Mississippi. Hi, Evelyn. How are you? Hello, Evelyn. Just while we're waiting for Evelyn, I might just let you know that if you are interested in tarot or exploring cards more deeply, there are some excellent resources available online as well. Facebook has been a wealth of knowledge for me and other lifelong students of tarot as well. There are a number of free pages and opportunities to learn. So I do encourage you to check those out. Hi, Evelyn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, thank you. What can I do for you today? Do you have a question?
Yes. I just said, when you go through things, you keep repeating the cycle until you learn the lesson. In the last relationship I was in, it just turned out like all the rest of them, it's like you find people that, I guess going through things and you hang in there with them and encourage them and seem like things are going good. And then once they think that things are, I guess, have gotten better for them, then they switch up and go to someone else.
Right.
And you're feeling at a loss as to why that happened.
Yeah, let me look into that. I've just done a little session for the listeners at home on tarot, so I'm actually going to draw a card with you now. And what I'm going to ask around your energy is what you can do to avoid this situation again.
Thanks.
Okay. And so what they are showing me here is the Three of Cups, which I'm not sure if you're watching or listening, but it is three women celebrating, holding up three cups. And this is generally, to me, this is a celebratory card. And it's almost as though, and what Spirit's actually telling me, it's almost as though the people that you have been dating, it's the same type of people. And it's almost as though you do need to sort of consider whether or not the people that you are attracting and the people that you do tend to date are sort of in the same space in their life, because I do feel as though there are a number of similarities, not just around how the relationship has evolved, but more so around similarities in, how they may look or how they may act, and the type of personalities they have as well. So Spirit is inviting you to consider opening yourself up to exploring different types of personalities and different people as well. But I also do get a celebration coming in for you around this as well. So I almost feel as though this is a bit of a penny drop moment for you, because you kind of reflect on this and think, okay, well, this is something that resonates with me, and it does actually improve from here. In terms of your future energy, generally, I'm just going to pull another card to see what that's looking like and what you're attracting there. Okay, so, and I do see the Queen of Pentacles energy here as well. So Pentacles can relate to the economy and money, more the energy of money. And I feel in this sense that it may relate to the energy of money. So I do wonder if the person that you do invite in, there is some sort of, I don't want to say a blockage with money, but there is some sort of issue with money there. And perhaps it is that is what you have been inviting in the past, and that's why it's sort of sitting in your current energy and future potential energy. But perhaps give that some thought around what it is that all of these gentlemen or people may have in common that have been coming into your life, and how and I suppose how it is that you're going to be able to invite those new experiences with new people. Okay.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All the best. Thank you so much. So that concludes the show today, but stay tuned for some more amazing lightworkers. If you did enjoy the show or wish to learn more about tarot, please do connect with me on Facebook at Name Mary Intuitive Readings. It has been my absolute pleasure to connect with you all. Thank you.
Hello, my cherished ducklings. I'm wearing PJs. I always wear PJs in the show. So, hi. Sorry I'm a little late. My eyelashes turned on me. Occasionally, I decide, oh, this is a good day to wear false eyelashes. And then I turn out to be completely and utterly wrong. So I managed to glue my eyes shut. And aside from that, I have like no makeup on except a last minute, like a blue eyeshadow. And I think some Burt's Bees lip gloss, but all is well. But it's been that kind of day. I got off to a late start. Did you have a late start today? I did. I was outside singing to my daffodils and my tulips because it sounds kind of hippy-dippy, but the fact is they have now been in full bloom for 2 weeks. And I think it's because I go outside and I sing, "What's it all about, Alfie?" which is my favorite song. Or, something 60s, 70s, or 80s. And then maybe a little NWA just to see if they're listening. But so I completely lost time. Anyway, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Hello, I'm Perry Lyons. This is Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio. I'm so glad you're here. And I can see with my heart's eye. I love that color in you. So we're going to do the weekly tarot psychic weather. And this is how it goes. Now, weekly tarot psychic weather goes like this. It's just like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. And I'm going to pick 3 cards. And everybody in the world is saying this now, but I started this like 5 or 6 years ago when I first started doing this show. What I would say is, even if you're just passing through the room, even if you're seeing this by accident, it applies to you. No, everybody's still in my shtick. Oh well. It's hard to be an outlier ahead of your time. Oh, the humanity. I'm in a very silly mood today. They were sold out of the logs I like at Home Depot, so we don't have a fire, but we do have this incredibly beautiful scarf. Some wonderful friends, triplets, Bielka, Johanna, and Francisco, just sent me for my birthday. Okay, the psychic tarot weather is like this. What we do is we start today, Wednesday. I'll pick a card. 3 cards, so that's every couple of days. Second card is for the weekend. The third card is like Monday through Wednesday, and then we start all over again. It's a never-ending cycle. Definitely silly today. I couldn't sleep last night. So I thought about things. Okay, that was a bad idea. Wow, that's interesting. Wow. Okay. I never picked these beforehand because I feel like cheating. And I'm honest. Honestly, whenever anybody starts out by telling me they're honest when I just meet them, I'm like, I make sure I know where my wallet is. Because only people who aren't honest tell you they are honest in the first 30 seconds. But you and I have known each other a long time, so I can say I'm honest. I mean, just don't ask me my age or weight. But aside from that, yes. Okay, we're starting out with, it's interesting. The Fool card is not a fool. He's nobody's fool. Well, he's everybody's fool, but he represents like mankind. He is the poor schmuck that all the other cards in the tarot happen to. He's the one taking the journey. That's why his number is 0. And he is, whenever you see the Fool card, it means, expect it or not, you're going to be starting a whole new journey. It's a step up. It might be, I don't know, it's usually some sort of pretty big new start. But sometimes it can take you by surprise, but I'll tell you, it's always good. because when you get the Fool card, it means your soul has selected the next part of the journey for you. And our souls are pretty good at that. Except they tend to want to spend too long in the gift shop, but that's just me. Okay. Woo. Second card, really interesting card. So when you get a big opportunity, by the way, I'm an artist and I've been gardening today, so my nails, I'm just going to wear gloves next time. Anyway, this is a fascinating card. It goes with the Fool card, and let me tell you why. Whenever we take a risk and start a whole new adventure, a whole new journey in life, which you're about to do, sometimes we don't want to, even if it's wonderful. Sometimes, even if we do want to, if we make a strong choice on our own behalf, like in our own interest, not for anybody else, but for us, the universe comes back once or twice and says, are you sure? Are you sure you're going to want to do this? And you're supposed to say yes. But this card is a guy who is, there's a once in a lifetime thing happening here. See? He is getting a golden cup handed to him from a cloud. And he's already got 3 golden cups. So he should recognize this opportunity and say, yes, golden cup from hand and cloud. I'm very happy you're here. I'll take that. But instead he's like, it's maybe not the most convenient time. Can you come back next Tuesday around 3? And the golden cup in the hand is like, no. So brief detour, let me illustrate this card for you. A long time ago when I was a personal shopper at the Louis Vuitton flagship store on Fifth Avenue. That was fun. Weird, French, but fun. One day I realized that I had to start doing this for a living. I just did. I couldn't take sales anymore. I couldn't tell people what they wanted to hear. I could only tell the truth, and that's not a good thing in sales. So I quit. And the next day I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. I'm going to go out and get my office. Just then the phone rang. This is back when there were phones. And somebody on the other end said, "Hello, is Perry there?" And I was like, "C'est moi." That's French for, yeah, it's me, bitch. And she said, I'm calling from the Chanel. I'm not going to do the accent anymore. It's just embarrassing, all of us. She was calling from the Chanel mastership store on 57th Street. She asked if I would like to come in and be their personal shopper. That was a big deal. That's like, if you're a personal shopper in the 90s or thousands or whatever it was, that was like the highest you could get, even better than Vuitton. And I said no. Of course, I still wake up screaming, but it was sort of like when you make a strong decision for your own future and your own dreams, A, do not expect the approval of family and friends, and B, expect the universe to give you a couple pop quizzes. So I didn't take the job. And shortly after that, everything went great. Okay. I really didn't sleep last night, so forgive me. The last one is the Knight of Cups. And even if you think that like you can't meet anybody if you're single or interested, somebody is coming for you. I mean, in a good way. Don't make me just more in like a romance novel way than a Dateline episode. Cups are emotions. He's a knight in shining armor. He could also be a girl or a boy or trans or whatever. But this is a person of whatever gender you happen to be attracted to who is thinking about you and probably coming towards you towards the end of the week. Horse is optional. Okay. Woo! That was fun. While we're waiting for the next caller, I want to tell you a brief story. Ruby, what a beautiful name. Wow. Ruby, can you hang out 1 second while I talk about my date with Destiny with Dame Helen Mirren?
Sure.
Thank you. I love that name. You know what? I'll tell that at the end of the show. I like you. Okay, my dear. Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Can I have to speak up a little? Sorry. Let me turn my phone up.
Texas.
Where are you calling?
From Texas.
Texas. Cool. Any particular place in Texas, or you just wander around? Hello, I'm Ruby. Oh, nice. Oh, it's such a nice town. I love Texans. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to connect to people through their birthdays. So speaking slowly and clearly, can you tell me when your birthday is?
October 15th, 1985.
Oh, that's a great, October 15th is a great day.
Yeah.
Libra women, you guys tend to be a little more straightforward than people are often prepared for, but I love that. And you usually have a great natural sense of like design in whatever context. 1985, so 1970. Anyway, I'll figure out your Chinese astrological year in a bit. So how can I help you, my darling?
I was just wondering how things are going to turn out. They're pretty messy.
Oh, do we have a triangle situation here or a quadrangle? Is it your love life that's messy right now? Because it seems like there's at least two other people here, possibly 3 or 12. So, am I on the right track?
Yeah, but
Carol,
not
you
really.
there?
I'm not concerned about that.
Oh,
More like just
Okay.
life, like
Okay. Well, it
financially,
looks like
stuff like that.
you might have been distracted by stuff and kind of took your eye off the ball of your finances and organization, like everybody else in the world, including me. Is that what's worrying you? It just
Kind
feels
of,
like
yeah.
things are a little out of your control right now. So I'm just trying to narrow it down.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So among, even though my dad was Jewish, my mother is Episcopalian, my sister is Muslim, my brother's Catholic, another one's agnostic, I am a Buddhist, among other things. I'm also, Christian and Jewish and stuff. But and in the Buddhism I practice, there's a phrase in Japanese, which I've just forgotten, but it means start from here. Because what happens is you have a very delicately, finely wired nervous system, which is a very nice way of saying you're very sensitive, you're very smart, but you get overwhelmed. And boy, do I know that feeling. Are you also a little psychic? It feels like you are. Are you one of us, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Kind
so.
of. I think so.
Yeah, you're more of a dream psychic. Wow, I think you might have seen ghosts too, but we'll get back to that. Or not this time. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm actually going to pick some cards, which I almost never do. I like your vibe. Okay. Did you have, maybe not in the immediate past, but did you have like your own business or side hustle or something like that? Or
Yeah.
freelance?
Yeah.
Okay. And you weren't very careful about keeping the books. Don't look at me. My business was run for 12 years by things scribbled on cocktail napkins or possibly in Sharpie on the cat. So I'm in no position to judge. But you're either getting audited, and I hope you're not. I don't think you are, but there's like this whole backlog of stuff that you should have done over the past 3 or 4 years. And I'm telling you, only people that we don't actually know in person who might be androids have their financial life together. Anyway, that's what I tell myself because it's comforting. Okay, but it's okay. You can start from here. Do one small thing, like set a timer for 10 minutes, go like sit in front of your computer and do like 10 minutes of looking at your finances. Then go downstairs, have a big drink, and then come back again in 45 minutes and do the same thing. What you want to do, as my mom used to say, how do you eat an elephant, darling? One bite at a time. You're going to be okay. Actually, I'm not sure if you filed your taxes yet, but you can get an extension, but you're going to get a pretty big refund this year. I mean, if you ever get it, I mean, God knows what's going on in the IRS right now. But so there's that. You're also, okay. There are a number of places you can go to look for money that's owed you, right? That you might not know about. I tell people about going to their government and listen closely. And if you missed this, come back and listen to it on the YouTube archive, right? Very important.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called unclaimed funds or unclaimed property. I live in New York, so I go to the state.gov website. Just go to your state's government website. Go to unclaimed funds. It is free. Type in your name, your parents' name, go to every state you've ever lived. The reason I say this is because I got $16,000 just doing that. When I was bored one day and I'm like, nothing's on TV. What's this unclaimed funds thing? Like a month later, it's like, ooh, that's nice. I bought shoes, girl. So do that. There's some money you don't know about. If later on, this information's on my phone, but I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, Perry Lyons on Facebook, PERILYONS. I'll list a few other absolutely legit, like government things where you can just go and see if you have any other unclaimed funds. Because it feels to me like you're going to be given God or the big love or Fred or whatever you want to call it, is going to give you some breathing space. What I would do is not panic. Reach out. You can call your local representative. I couldn't get something done with my health. I called my congresswoman. I called my senator. I called everybody. I called Ryan Gosling, but he didn't answer. He wouldn't have been much help, but it would have made me happy. So that's what they're there for, at least for the next few months. Who knows what will happen after that? So is this making sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you said yes. The other thing I'm going to say is you have always been fiercely independent, and good for you. You're strong. You're very smart, but ask for help. I mean, don't ask from people who are just going to make fun of you, but there are people around you. Ask for help. You can get it. People love you, and we want to give our friends the chance to give back to us. It's a gift. Everybody wants to be trusted. Everybody wants to be asked advice from or favors up. Really, honestly. How's your love life? Because now that we've got your financial stuff dealt with, I'm not sure if you're working right now, but you're probably, if you're not, or you're at a job that's like you don't like, or you want to leave, or it's not paying enough. Big job opportunity is going to roll around like September, October. So you want to make sure that you're set up to take advantage of that opportunity. Any of this making sense? Is this helping?
Yes.
Oh, good. I think the best part of your life is ahead of you. And I know we get to that age, and I said 1985 or something?
Yeah.
Right. When we get to our 40s, we start to think like, I'm not pretty anymore. I'm old. And my beautiful mom, God bless her, used to say, darling, a woman's most beautiful, powerful, charismatic years are between 40 and 70. And she was right. You're just getting out of your jammies and into being a happy, self-expressed, fulfilled grown-up. You're going to like it. And you know what? Nobody really does it earlier than this, even if they tell you they have. They're weird, probably robots. Okay. Let me just ask my producer, darling, shall I take the next caller? Or okay. Ruby, is that helpful? I'm going to take my next caller, but I want you to be okay, and I know you're going to be okay. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. Be good. Bless you.
You too.
God, my hands are weird. Okay, I'm sorry. Who's the next caller, Dave? It's not appearing on my screen, and I already like her. Oh, cool name. Where's she calling from? Oh, really? I'll be damned. Hi, Kristen. Perry, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. My family had been in Ipswich for about 400, well, not right now, but 400 years. And so much family there. I love Cape Ann. I love Gloucester. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, then they all died, but it was great up till then. How can I help you, my dear? It must be important because you're a Yankee, and Yankees have their heads screwed on really straight. So I actually feel very honored that you called in. That makes me feel like, if a Yankee takes me seriously, I'm happy.
Well, thank you.
Now, how can I help?
Yeah. Well, I know that I'm surrounded by spirit. I would love if you could do any mediumship or tell me who's around me or
Sure.
what's in store for me, my future. Or mediumship, I'd love.
I do too, but then I have to sleep for like 2 days and eat a lot of cookies. But okay.
I'm
First of all,
easy.
tell me
I'm
your birthday.
surrounded.
I like to connect to people through the birthdays.
5571.
Oh, look at you, you little Taurus, you. That's the best week of Taurus. That's like my favorite week of the whole year for people.
Cool.
Yeah, my best friends are like May 7th, May 8th. It's just great. So already all good. Now, let me see. Wow, you do have a lot of people. What is this, a revival meeting? Holy mackerel. You're going to
I'm
pick
told
somebody
that I'm
out that you want to talk
surrounded.
to. Huh?
And the way you just said, holy mackerel, that's one of our family sayings.
Oh, okay. It's not something I say very often, so.
Yeah, no, holy mackerel.
Your family's been there, at least half your family's been in that area for quite some time.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Maybe 100, yeah. Okay, we've got 2 different kinds of people coming through. Wow, you're popular. Also, you have a gift for this. Next
I've been
week,
told that too.
What?
I've been told that.
Yeah.
I've been told
Well,
that I
you
have
know
a
it
gift.
too. When we get told it, we only remember it because it rings our inner truth bell. It's kind of a pretentious phrase, but you know what I mean. Okay. Is your dad still with us? Or is he the guy I'm seeing in front of me? There's a guy here and a guy there, and then right smack and dab of me, there's a lady. But I think your mother's still here. So I'm not sure it's your mom.
Yep. My mother's still here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, your mother's what?
My mother is still here.
Yeah, thought so. I don't think your dad is he?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Kind of a ghoulish question, I apologize. What an
That's
interesting guy. Very, very unusual to have a man come through first. And I think the woman in front of me is your grandmother, but I'm not sure which side. Let me go to your dad first. Did he have a kind of an old-fashioned, like an English name, 2 syllables? What's his first name?
His first name was Gray. His middle name was Aubrey.
Okay, Aubrey is what I was picking up. Very fine old English name. I don't know why I didn't get Ray, but whatever. And it's interesting. I think he did quite well. I think he was very smart, pretty educated, but for some reason he is showing me himself in like gardening attire, like overalls and I don't know why. Was he like a bank executive who gardened or something? Because he's...
No.
Wow, he was cute when he was young. What? Sorry, go ahead.
He was cute.
Yeah, he was cute. I mean, I'd ask him out if we weren't on different sides of the veil. But he's got great cheekbones. Really nice face shape. Hold on. Aubrey. Funny, he's from an interesting mix of like upper and lower class. I'm not being obnoxious. It's just, I don't know any other way to put it. Like,
okay.
That makes, I got 2 minutes. Okay, what he wants you to do you have 2 brothers?
Yes.
Okay. One of them's in trouble? You're going to have to do something.
Possibly.
Yeah, he's always in trouble. But I come from a family where if you're in trouble, they well, not my brother and my sister, but my other 2 brothers, they vanish. But you're not that kind of person. You're a good person.
Thank you.
And it's funny. I don't know if I believe in past lives, but I'm getting a lot of past lives with you. I hope you call back next week. I want to give more time to you. Fascinating. You've always been good. You're just good. So help your brother out.
Not that past.
I'm sorry? No, this is just regular.
Nope, I have stepbrothers. I have one sister.
Okay, that's what was confusing me. Okay, blended families drive psychics crazy, but I really like them. Okay. You might want to, I don't think you talk to your sister very often. I feel like your mom.
Nope.
Will you fix that? What?
That's true.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you're at the same time, you're both too different to get along and too similar to get along. However, if we reframe that, we could say you're similar so you understand each other, but you're different enough to make it interesting. I would start reaching out to people. Are your brothers here on the other side?
Here.
Okay, good, because I got all nervous. Yeah, that's what I thought. One of them lives in the Hudson Valley. It feels like New York. No, they're good.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Intuitive Readings with Nay Marin. Live from intuitivereadings.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Intuitive Reading
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio, wherever you are today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nay from Intuitive Readings. I'm a psychic and medium, and each week I deliver some insights into some spiritual topics and readings for listeners. So today I thought that I would get out my tarot cards and do a reading for the collective. Now, what this means is that wherever you are today or whenever you're hearing this is actually when it's intended for you. Okay, so that is what a collective timeless reading is. Now, Spirit brings these messages to you at this time, and if it resonates, wonderful. But if it doesn't, please leave it behind. Now, I'm going to pull 3 cards today. Okay, oh wow, and 2 major arcana in there as well. So major arcana cards speak to the more sort of significant life shifts, and the energy may be quite prevalent for you as well, or prominent for you as well. So we'll start at the beginning. I've got the 7 of Cups here. So the 7 of Cups, this is all about choices and illusions and dreams. So for some of you right now, I feel as though you're actually weighing up your options, okay? You might be standing in front of a buffet of possibilities, but not all of them are what they seem. And so this is a moment of temptation, really. Distraction,
Perfect.
fantasy. You're being shown a lot, but not everything is sort of rooted in reality. So some offers or desires could be more sort of smoke and mirrors than they are substance, okay? So, for example, Spirit's making me aware of people on Facebook and Instagram, sort of those influencers, and they seem to have these really perfect lives, loads of material things, okay? So they're attractive, they have attractive partners, extraordinary talents, beautiful families, and it's really great to enjoy those videos and momentarily feel like you're living in someone else's life, but and perhaps, you know, vicariously. But it's really about creating that life that you want, and it's your experience. So don't feel as though you have to emulate someone else, okay? And really asking yourself, you know, what is it that you want, or what is it that you need, importantly? And this is a test of discernment. So be careful of sort of chasing glitter when really you're after gold, okay? So the second card I have here is the Star. And the Star is really a beacon of hope. It's healing and really around spiritual clarity as well, okay? So after confusion, and I feel as though it has come in for some of you after a period of confusion, a little bit of overwhelm as well in your life. And it's really just reminding you to return to your center, okay? Because you are being guided at this time. So do trust your intuition. So that is that voice from within, your intuition, your dreams, and, you know, your inner light. So the Star brings a message of divine timing and emotional renewal. So whatever has felt heavy or lost or uncertain, it's like you're being recalibrated at this time. So you don't have to choose out of fear. The universe is aligning you with what is actually meant for you. So just stay open to that, stay soft, and stay hopeful, importantly. Stay hopeful, okay? And the last card here I have for the collective is the Justice card. This is all about truth, balance, karmic alignment. This card says everything you do now will echo into the future, okay? So decisions that you're making now do carry weight. Slow down, think clearly, and, you know, choose, you know, let truth and not ego drive your decision making, okay? And to be your guide. So for some, I think this does involve legal matters. So contracts, long-term commitments, might be a lease, it might be purchase of a house. I feel as though for some people it does relate to home ownership and living arrangements. And all I would say there is just take care. Don't be rushed into making a decision. I'm actually being shown like a car dealership and someone sort of stalking someone through a car dealership. Okay, so just because they want to put the hard sale on them. So don't let anyone put the hard sale on you. Take a step back. Okay, and almost put yourself in the position of the seller if that's you there at that car dealership, okay? So for some of you who are experiencing a pressure to make a decision, and particularly a financial one, take a step back. There is no urgency. And if it is, if it's not this house or this car, then it will be the next one. Spirit won't let you miss out, okay? You will always get what you need when you need it, okay? So just trust in that. So justice reminds us actually that fairness isn't always easy, but it is necessary. Now, I do have a caller on the line, so I'm going to jump to Melissa in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How are you, Melissa?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. I have been to Pittsburgh, actually. It's lovely.
Oh, really? Yes. I know. It's awesome.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, what can I do for you today? Do you have a specific question, or are you just open to anything that comes through?
I'm really open to anything. I was hoping to see, I don't know if you was able to connect with my dad or anything, if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to step into the higher realms and just take a moment to do that. Okay, I'm also, I do have a gentleman coming through, but he's also coming through with a female as well for you. And I feel as though that's a younger female. So I'm just going to ask her to step aside. Okay. And I'm going to ask him to step forward. Okay, and he's passed quite young, I'm being made aware. Because I almost feel as though he was still working when he passed. He didn't, it's like he hadn't put the tools down. Does that make sense to you?
No, he was like older when he had passed.
Okay, because he's making me feel as though he's still quite young at heart there. And I feel as though he's still very quite mobile and doing things, because it's like he tells me that he still had a lot of things that he wanted to get done. Okay, so it's like
he was. Yeah,
it's almost like
he never wanted to stop. Yeah,
because it's almost like I have like a list, and it's stuff around the house, but it's also like going places and doing things as well. And I had plans of things that I was doing, which it's almost like they didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
And making me aware that there is a plan there as well, where it's almost like, maybe it's a trip. It feels like a trip to me, where he's actually, he didn't make a trip and then other people went on that trip, or it's like a trip that you all go on together, that you all went on that trip. So making me aware of some sort of travel.
Shortly after he had passed, my mom went on her first vacation with my sister and them.
Okay. Oh, lovely. So yeah, bringing up that, and just because I almost feel as though he was there with them as well to enjoy that moment as well. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He does tell me like he was a bit of a workhorse during life as well. Because he's brought that up again, and I do feel as though he did spend a lot of time tinkering with things and doing things. So very difficult for him to slow down.
Yeah.
And he's almost like, my daughter's got that trait in her as well, that sort of drive and that motivation as well. So making me aware that that's something that you have as well, just this inclination to just always be busy, very busy, having a very full life in that regard.
Yeah, always on the go.
And do you have a daughter as well? I'm being made aware of a granddaughter there too for him.
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters. Okay. So I feel like this might be the eldest one, because he makes me feel as though she's a bit bossy.
Well, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Telling me that she's a bit bossy, a little bit, you might call it a bit sassy. Someone that it's a bit difficult to sort of take instructions or instruction her to do something. A little bit of resilience there.
That was probably my sister's daughter. She's very hard to control, and she still is right now. So,
because he is making me aware with this child. He is making me aware. It's almost like no, it's not. It doesn't feel like your sister's daughter to me. It does feel like your daughter, because he is saying to me, it's like, you have the children that you deserve. And he said it's almost like her personality is very much like yours as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that would be my youngest, and she is. I always said you get the kids. That's what I was like. Oh God, don't ever. It'll come back to you, like you said that. And I always repeat that, and I crack up because she's very bossy. She's only 6, and she controls the whole house.
Yes. Okay. So he is making me aware of this personality, and he's saying it's almost like, because he's got a bit of a sense of humor about him too, because he sits back and it's almost like he feels like he's getting his just desserts here. Because I feel as though there was a time during your childhood where you weren't the easiest either. And so he's kind of enjoying this sort of, he's calling it a replay.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I wasn't I always crack up because I wasn't the easiest to go into kindergarten. I gave my mom so much problems, and that's her. She's the only one of my children that does that to me.
Yeah. So he is, this is absolutely for you. And it's almost like he's watching this and he's saying it is a bit of a replay. And he also says on that as well, he's like, and it's only going to get better at that time in his life. Because I feel as though there is a bit of a reflection piece around how you parent and how you were parented. And it's as if to say, he certainly was an excellent parent, but I think it was just during those times, there was a lot of stress in the earlier years, and just saying that around those times, it was, he could be a bit short, and acknowledging that for you, okay? And it's okay to make mistakes in that space.
Very short-tempered, yes. And yeah.
And he's saying around that too, like it's okay for you to make mistakes in that space, but he's so proud of you, and he thinks you're doing an absolutely wonderful job, Melissa.
Yeah, I know I am.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I hope that was a lovely connection, and it's such a privilege to connect with your father there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, all the other listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Name Mary from Intuitive Readings. Please come and follow me on Facebook and connect with me there. Have a fabulous weekend, and stay tuned for some other amazing lightworkers.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Zodiac Zone with Melissa Markham. Live from MMAstrovibes.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Zodiac Zone
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. So I just want to welcome everyone to the spring equinox. So March 20th is the spring equinox. And a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? What is an equinox? So think of it as a new beginning. And so this is the start of Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. I wanted to wear something kind of spring today, so I have my blue on, my pale blue. And it's a very powerful time because it is about new beginnings. It's about, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. I happen to be an Aries sun sign and an Aries north node in evolutionary astrology. So to me, it signifies new beginnings, fresh starts, times to look at things and say, okay, what do I need to clear out, dust out of my cosmic closet, so to speak. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. When we think about these equinoxes, we think about the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. So think of it as winter, spring, summer, fall. But it starts actually spring, summer, fall, winter. So that's how it appears in the zodiac chart. So I wrote down some things that I thought would be helpful and things that you can do in this spring equinox. Another thing I wanted to mention before I get to that is it's really an equal balance between day and night. So think of it as an equal balance between light and dark, and that really encourages you to seek harmony in your life as well. So here are some tips that I feel are really important during this spring equinox. Set intentions, use the energy to reflect on your new beginnings. Cleanse and declutter anything, like I said, that is not working for you. Go out and connect with nature. I know in some parts of the country it's still pretty cold, but if you can at least get out there for a walk or just to get outside for a little bit, do some breathing, just take in the air. Meditation and reflection, a lot of journaling, it's really about the energy. It's about connecting to the energy from a vibrational level instead of a mind level to pull the energy to you and celebrate. I mean, there are various cultures around the world that celebrate in this spring equinox. So it's a really festive time. I know that there's a lot of celebration in some very spiritual areas. So think of it as, like I said, a new beginning. So just wanted to mention that. And also, welcome to everybody who is under the sign of Aries. It's the first day of Aries. Aries being the bold self-starter. There's so many wonderful things about Aries. So I welcome all the Aries people too. So with that, I wanted to read charts. Wanted to get to our caller. Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you have any Aries? Are you an Aries, or do you know any of
No,
any
I'm a
Aries?
Taurus.
You're a Taurus. So you're the next sign. Okay. So what I am is I'm a vibrational evolutionary astrologer. I do personal charts, I do business charts, and I really find out what the life purpose, what is going to put you at your highest vibration. So we'll start here. Okay, I'll put your name in there. When is your birthday?
May
Day,
1st.
month, year? May 1st?
Yeah,
Year?
71.
Sorry, I missed that.
71.
Okay. 1st of May, 1971. Gotcha. And what is your birth time?
7:27.
7:27 a.m. or p.m.?
That I don't know.
Okay. That's going to make a big difference in your chart. I would be, for example, the planets can shift depending on what degrees they are every few minutes. So I would be afraid to tell you your chart without knowing that, because an AM and a PM chart are completely different charts.
Let me see if I can. Okay, I think I can, because I did something to find out my birth. Okay, PM.
PM, okay. And where were you born? City, state?
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to discuss in this is I'm going to talk about the lunar nodes. These are elliptical points in the sky, and this is what, they're very karmic. So you come in from the south node and you're trying to get to the north node. And your south node is in Leo in the 10th house of Capricorn. And your north node is in Aquarius in the 4th house. Are you a pretty hard worker?
Yes.
Okay. No, because a lot of times in the 10th house, these are people that like to get stuff done. Is there something that you're in charge of, that you lead, that you do? What do you do?
Well, right now I'm retired.
Oh, you're retired. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
I feel that your purpose in this lifetime, being a north node in Aquarius, is to do something that involves group energy. And it's something, because it's in the 4th house, it's something around families. I don't know if that resonates with you at all, if you do any kind of charity work or drive to help the family dynamic, or even do something it could even be doing something in feng shui or something spiritual. But I feel that that's where you're going to find your happiness, and something, it could be something completely different out of the box that you may have, something that you do that's not like everybody else. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a job. It could be a passion of yours. It could be something that you're like, wow, this could be really something cool that I talk about with groups, or it involves, but it's something with the family. Does that resonate with you on any level?
Well, I'm always, running to help somebody with something. So that, yeah, it kind of does.
I feel like
I'm always doing something like that.
You're a pretty positive person, and you have a compassionate, sensitive heart. So you're always probably trying to, help and look for, for the answers and be there. Do you have some pretty out of this world dreams? Like, do you dream like really kind of crazy things? Not crazy, but just different?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I could see that with Uranus in the 12th house. A lot of times people that have Uranus in the 12th house, they can't always sleep, because their mind is they could be like, oh my gosh, where am I? Am I here? Am I there? What am I doing? I feel that you're kind of a lone wolf type of person. Maybe, and this is not, maybe people wouldn't know that about you, but that's how you feel sometimes. Reflections. And also celebrate a new year, a new you, and focus on what brings meaning and joy into your life, because that's really what the most important thing is bringing joy to yourself. So look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing with Tony Lazy. Live from peacelovetranquilityhealing.my.canva.site/Peace Love Tranquility Healing -home.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, or good morning, whenever and wherever you are watching this. I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Insights with Solaris, where I am your host, Jennifer, a tarot reader for over 10 years. And I also do a variety of multiple other things, but at the end of the day, I simply say I am a channel.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to A1R Radio, as well as Moonstruck TV. It is Thursday evening here, and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. And the fellow insomniacs, I say I'm sorry. I'm Tony, the trance medium, and you are here with me, Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing. Tonight, instead of speaking to a caller, I decided I'm going to speak a little bit to everyone on a couple of things. First of all, what the difference is between a mediumship read and a psychic read. And then I will go into one of my favorite passions is trance reading. So what's the difference between psychic and mediumship? Psychic information comes to you in a neutral way. So when the information you receive, you're not going to feel any sort of emotion. You're not going to be feeling scared, sad, afraid, in love, any of that. It's just neutral. When you're speaking to the loved ones on the other side in the mediumship reading, you will certainly feel their essence. So you may feel their personality. You may start giggling or telling jokes. You will certainly feel the love that they have for your sitter. I know for myself, there have been quite a few times that the spirit makes me feel the love so strong that I will actually start crying, because there's no other way for me to explain what I'm feeling. Personally, I enjoy mediumship more so than psychic, because I love being able to give the connection from those that have crossed over to those that are still here, answering their question of, are they okay? I will never tell you the typical, they're fine, they're doing great, they love you. I will only say that if that is what they present to me. Now, all mediums are different. I'm not saying mediums do this. I'm just saying each medium you see, you will notice that there's going to be a difference in the way that they read. So for mediumship, I absolutely love it because I also get past animals coming through. And I love nothing more than connecting with an animal, bringing some sort of closure or hope and healing to their past owners, and their children. To me, it's all about healing. I do enjoy psychic, don't get me wrong, but if somebody asks me the question, which do you prefer? My heart goes more towards mediumship. Now, let me discuss trance. Trance, I came into just kind of dropped in. My mentor at the time said that there was an extra ticket. Did I want to attend a Arthur Finley class with her? And I did, and it was trance mediumship level 2. And I thought, don't know what this is, never took one, I'll just listen and observe. Well, the listening and observing turned into me actually speaking in that workshop. and it lit a fire under me that I hadn't had in at least a couple of years. So that started my journey. That was November 2023 and started November 2020 or December 2024 up until actually this morning. I'm still taking and learning more and more about trance. I study under a teacher in the US as well as a teacher in the UK. And let me tell you, UK folks, you guys have the biggest hearts and are so bloody funny. Oh my goodness. You guys just tickle me. So with trance, what it is basically you're going into an altered state of consciousness. So some people listen to music, some people can just do it in the quiet. I'm fortunate that I've been doing it long enough now that I can set myself down into trance in either scenario. And you basically go within, you remain still, you remain quiet, you fight the urge to feel and wipe away the tickly nose and the little itchies on your face, because that's really not itchies or tickles. That is spirit coming around. So with trance, you go down into yourself, down into your core, and you just breathe. You meditate. Some people meditate. Some people just go within, breathing and setting the intention for their guides to come through. If you're doing like a philosophy type of reading or a psychic reading, mediumship reading, you would set the intention for someone's loved ones to come through. Now, back 2 steps, trance psychic, the information is actually not going to my guide. The information my soul collects, and then my soul passes it to my guide to then communicate it to me. So as much as I love my guides, they're not psychic. And they're just pure love and light. There's no psychic activity when it comes to them. It comes from my soul and delivered to Michael, who's my main guide. And I also have a healing guide, and just learned and met my trance healing doctor last month, which was very exciting for me. So with that, some people will say, well, how do you do it? Do you do it interactively? Do you sit in silence and the sitter does not speak? I can do it both ways. So I will ask the sitter if they would like either a psychic or mediumship reading. But once they choose, then mediumship, I'll ask if there's anybody in particular. Now with that, both trance mediumship and regular mediumship, I can set the intention to bring a specific person through, but I can't make them. That's like having a backyard barbecue. You invite 20 people and you really, really, really want Uncle Lou to show, but he doesn't show. I can't go drive over, pick him up, and bring him over against his will. So that's the same with spirit. As much as we would love to have this particular spirit come and communicate with us, if they are not willing, they won't. And that is completely in their hands, not ours. We do not have any control over who comes through, how strong they come through. And touching that one below is, some people will say, well, why isn't my family member coming through? And again, could be that they are just not in a position to. They don't believe that you are ready at that moment in time. It could be that they were very, very quiet and shy on the earth plane when they were here in their human experience. That transfers over to the other side as well. Just because they were quiet and shy on earth doesn't mean that they're going to do a 180 and be completely opposite in the spirit world. So oftentimes you may get a few facts or maybe a little bit of an essence, but it's not as strong as some other family members. That directly correlates to how their personality was here on Earth. Animals, I find them to be stronger because they're just pure love here on Earth as well as in the spirit world, as are humans here on Earth and in the spirit world. But there's something about animals, at least with me. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but at least with me, they come in very strongly and they give me visions and they give me essence, which I'm so very grateful and honored that they do trust me to bring them through to their handlers, to their owners, to the kids they grew up with. So that's the other side of it. So there is only a couple minutes left. I would like to let you know that you can reach me. All my readings are on Zoom, so I could be speaking to anybody across the world at any time. My hours are very flexible. You can find all the information below. And I did have a poll, no pun intended, to pull for a healing card, just for everyone in general. And what I'm just picking up now is the Healing Energy Cards from Leanne Peters, 2nd edition. And this is male support. And it's Father. You are supported, inner father protecting the inner child. I would like to thank everyone for coming on tonight. I am Tony the Trance Medium from Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing. Thank you, and I wish you all a very peaceful and safe weekend.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Insights with Solaris with Jennifer. Live from Solaris.1.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights with Solaris
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, or good morning, whenever and wherever you are watching this. I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Insights with Solaris, where I am your host, Jennifer, a tarot reader for over 10 years. And I also do a variety of multiple other things, but at the end of the day, I simply say I am a channel of spirit, bringing those messages of people who come find me. And if you joined us before, I always start out with a collective reading, or some version of a collective reading. And so I'm going to do one for the general collective over the next 7 days, and this is the energies to expect. Now, the energies are going to be playing into your lives a little bit differently because it is a general reading. So for some people, it may be a work position or a relationship, but the overall energies are going to be very similar. And it seems like over the next 7 days, so from when you're watching this to 7 days from now, there does seem to be a little bit of conflict, possibly a little bit of competition, or just being burdened by other people's drama in a way. So this is kind of a warning of if you can step away and not get involved into drama, or say no to extra work if that's what it's doing, take that route, because as of right now, a lot of information may be coming forward that is keeping a bit on edge, everyone else a bit on edge, and just high emotions and a bit of frustration. So just know that that's going through, but that does seem like overall it's going to be an incredible week of spending time with family or friends. Also, digging into those emotions and getting a little bit more happy about your emotional depth. So if those of you who are trying to step foot into a new relationship or a new friendship, or just even swimming classes for somebody's about to get swimming classes, but overall you're stepping into this very beautiful and just warm energy, especially around family. If you have some type of family gathering within the next 7 days, just be careful of any arguments and that drama coming up. But overall, gonna look like a beautiful 7 days. And so we are going to go for our caller tonight, and we have Casey from Ohio. Hello, Casey.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
So what type of questions do you have?
I don't really have a question. I just, like, future, I guess. I don't know what's coming for me.
So what we can do is like a near future, and then we can go a little bit, whether it comes up month by month or within the year. How does that sound?
That's perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see what we have for you in the near future. So it does seem like you're going to be involved with 2 other people, and I do see this as more of related to work. So really being asked to be a team player, but you are thinking about walking away from this situation. So I'm seeing potentially a younger male or 2 females, but it's going to be you and 2 other people. And you're really thinking of walking away, and you may start balancing this situation on what to do next, because you want to be a team player, and I can see that. You want to work with other people, but at the same time, you're just like, it's time for me to move on. And that's going to be great, because when you are ready to take that next step to move away from these other 2 people, you are stepping into more of your power, and you're learning more of your own skills. You really are going to be able to put your skill set to the forefront. And because you do that, you're going to have new opportunities come forth with another person. So you're walking away from 2 people to approach one other person. And this person is going to have a lot more energy, I'm seeing. They're going to move a bit quicker, but it is the energy that complements you and will help you grow. And this does seem related more in the career paths rather than anything else. So there's especially a difficult situation coming forward. And it is pointing to you that while it may be a little bit difficult to walk away, it is going to be for your best interest overall. And so let's go a little bit for the next 3 months. What are we seeing? Oh, I love this. Are you currently in a relationship?
No, but I'm kind of getting out of something, but it wasn't like fully a relationship.
Okay. I'm seeing that difficult situation as it's passing, as we're stepping into the summer energy over the next 3 months. I do see you being able to approach love again in a very playful way. I'm not seeing anything quite right now that would be like solidified, be like, hey, we're in a relationship, or I really want a relationship. But you're falling in love back to yourself. Honestly, I see like this kind of like green dress. I don't know if you like wearing dresses or you like wearing green, but I see a lot of green coming forward. And so that healing of that heart energy, so you can be more playful and just whatever has happened, let it go, because you're allowed to do that. You can be playful and flirty, because as you are building into this kind of maiden energy almost, you are going to be pulling a very stable and reliable man towards your way. So again, not necessarily a man, but a masculine energy that is really going to just help create a great foundation with you, give you so many life experience. So there will be insecurities, but when you meet this person, there's just going to be this undercurrent of, I'm meant to know this person. It may not be forever, but for whatever time you are together, you are meant to be together to learn lessons. And it's okay because things are happening behind the scenes you don't really need to know right now. But during this period over the next 3 months, you are going to be very happy. Abundance is coming your way. I do see a little bit more comforting around the home itself. So if you're thinking about if you can redecorate a little bit or even just open up your windows when it's nice outside, please do so, because that's just going to help bring that energy forward. And let's see what we have for the second half of the year. Oh, okay. We are getting a lot of cards here. So a lot of movement coming forward in the second half of the year. I do see, be very careful about traveling in the second half, especially if you have a black car or golden. No. Watch out for black cars if you see a black and a goldish, or like not type gold, but in between a beige and a gold. I don't even know what that color is. But if you see black, white, and that beige together, slow down. Don't speed. Do not speed in the second half, particularly within the 7th month. That will be July. Really watch. You don't want a speeding ticket or anything like that. But I do see July 19th. You can mark that on your calendar as just a date to watch, because that is going to be a very incredible day for you to understand what you want overall within your family and your emotional state. There's going to be some arguing there potentially, but overall that is going to be a wonderful day for you to really understand how to move forward in all of your goals that you're wanting, or to break out of that stagnation. So the second half of the year, especially with this Chariot card going forward and moving forward quickly, if you enter into any type of business with somebody, or if you're thinking about taking a new course, be very careful and review everyone's motive. There is a big red flag here and say, hey, not everybody has the same ideal as you. Not everybody wants the same thing as you. So if you're thinking about changing jobs because your friend like, oh, hey, I can get you a job with me, yada, yada, or any situation, review the motives behind it, because they're not being completely upright with you. So use that caution in any type of finances. But overall, as you are stepping into that empathy again, especially the next 3 months, stepping into that empathy, you're going away from that flirty energy to more depth. And that means you're going to have a lot of options, not just in romance or friendships, but finance opportunities as well. They're really coming towards you in the second half of the year, particularly within the 9th month, where you are going to have a little bit more time to spend in luxury. Now, it doesn't seem like you're going to win the lottery or anything like that, but it does seem like you have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be grateful. And overall, it does seem like there's going to be some money coming towards you. Yeah, because there is an overwhelming theme of the finances and your career weaving together as your personal life kind of unfolds in the background. So I really love seeing that, and because you're becoming more independent as well. And so as you're independent, you're getting your finances together. Overall, it seems like it's going to be an incredible year, just besides a few mishaps. Well, make sure you don't speed in July. And let's see. Oh gosh, I had a thought, Spirit was giving me thought, and just like poof, it went out of the door. Yeah, so stability is coming to you this year. So whatever type of lack of foundation that you currently feel is going to be stable by the end of the year. You are going to receive a lot of masculine help as well. And I do see that reliable potential romantic figure coming forward again. And I'm seeing brown hair, like darker skin, tan skin, not necessarily dark, but definitely earthy skin. And somebody who knows how to be outdoors. Also, I'm seeing a truck, so he could spent a lot of time fixing a truck that he drives, but he refused to say that it's the brand of the car. It's not. Yeah. And plants. If you grow a garden, I'm hearing plant very strong smelling plants around your garden so animals won't eat the vegetables and whatnot. Do you need any clarification on anything, Casey? I know that's a lot in a short amount of time and some of it's vague, so if we can clear anything up, now would be the time.
I don't think so. I think I understood it all.
Fantastic. All right. So let's get any last messages for Casey. Spirit, do you have any last messages? It is okay to rest. You do have a lot going on, and you're going to be balancing a lot, especially when you have things going into your career, you having these relationships coming forward. Rest. You don't have to have everything done tomorrow or even this week or this month. It's going to be there whenever you get to it. Be balanced. Know that you're allowed to take a breath. You deserve sleep and self-care. And as long as you do balance, you're going to have a beautiful year. You're going to get over all those burdens as well.
Okay, good.
All right. I hope that sits well with you, Casey, and I would love to hear again from you sometime.
Yeah, thank you so much. That really did help.
All right. I'm glad.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyons.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is New York City Celebrity Psychic
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
No mature ducklings. I'm wearing PJ. I always wear PJs in the show. So, hi. Sorry I'm a little late. My eyelashes turned on me. Occasionally I decide, oh, this is a good day to wear false eyelashes. And then I turn out to be completely and utterly wrong. So I managed to glue my eyes shut. And aside from that, I have no makeup on except a last minute, a blue eyeshadow. And I think some Burt's Bees lip gloss, but all is well. But it's been that kind of day. I got off to a late start. Did you have a late start today? I did. I was outside singing to my daffodils and my tulips because it sounds kind of hippy-dippy, but the fact is they have now been in full bloom for 2 weeks. And I think it's because I go outside and I sing, "What's it all about, Alfie?" which is my favorite song. Or, something 60s, 70s, or 80s. And then maybe a little NWA just to see if they're listening. But so I completely lost time. Anyway, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Hello, I'm Perry Lyons. This is Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio. I'm so glad you're here. And I can see with my heart's eye. I love that color in you. So we're going to do the weekly tarot psychic weather. And this is how it goes. Now, weekly tarot psychic weather goes like this. It's just like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. And I'm going to pick 3 cards. And everybody in the world is saying this now, but I started this 5 or 6 years ago when I first started doing this show. What I would say is, even if you're just passing through the room, even if you're seeing this by accident, it applies to you. No, everybody's still in my shtick. Oh well. It's hard to be an outlier ahead of your time. Oh, the humanity. I'm in a very silly mood today. They were sold out of the logs I like at Home Depot, so we don't have a fire, but we do have this incredibly beautiful scarf. Some wonderful friends, triplets, Bielka, Johanna, and Francisco, just sent me for my birthday. Okay, the Psychic Tarot weather is like this. What we do is we start today, Wednesday. I'll pick a card, 3 cards, so that's every couple of days. Second card is for the weekend. The third card is like Monday through Wednesday, and then we start all over again. It's a never-ending cycle. Definitely silly today. I couldn't sleep last night. So I thought about things. Okay, that was a bad idea. Wow, that's interesting. Wow. Okay. I never picked these beforehand because I feel like cheating. And I'm honest. Honestly, whenever anybody starts out by telling me they're honest when I just meet them, I'm like, I make sure I know where my wallet is. Because only people who aren't honest tell you they are honest in the first 30 seconds. But you and I have known each other a long time, so I can say I'm honest. I mean, just don't ask me my age or weight. But aside from that, yes. Okay, we're starting out with, it's interesting. The Fool card is not a fool. He's nobody's fool. Well, he's everybody's fool, but he represents like mankind. He is the poor schmuck that all the other cards in the tarot happen to. He's the one taking the journey. That's why his number is 0. And he is, whenever you see the Fool card, it means, expect it or not, you're going to be starting a whole new journey. It's a step up. It might be, it's usually some sort of pretty big new start. But sometimes it can take you by surprise. But I'll tell you, it's always good, because when you get the Fool card, it means your soul has selected the next part of the journey for you. And our soul is pretty good at that. Except they tend to want to spend too long in the gift shop, but that's just me. Okay. Woo. Second card, really interesting card. So when you get a big opportunity, by the way, I'm an artist and I've been gardening today, so my nails, I'm just going to wear gloves next time. Anyway, this is a fascinating card. It goes with the Fool card, and let me tell you why. Whenever we take a risk and start a whole new adventure, a whole new journey in life, which you're about to do, sometimes we don't want to, even if it's wonderful. Sometimes, even if we do want to, if we make a strong choice on our own behalf, like in our own interest, not for anybody else, but for us, the universe comes back once or twice and says, are you sure? Are you sure you're going to want to do this? And you're supposed to say yes. But this card is a guy who is, there's a once-in-a-lifetime thing happening here. See? He is getting a golden cup handed to him from a cloud. And he's already got 3 golden cups. So he should recognize this opportunity and say, yes, golden cup from hand and cloud. I'm very happy you're here. I'll take that. But instead he's like, it's maybe not the most convenient time. Can you come back next Tuesday around 3? And the golden cup in the hand is like, no. So brief detour, let me illustrate this card for you. A long time ago when I was a personal shopper at the Louis Vuitton flagship store on 5th Avenue. That was fun. Weird, French, but fun. One day I realized that I had to start doing this for a living. I just did. I couldn't take sales anymore. I couldn't tell people what they wanted to hear. I could only tell the truth, and that's not a good thing in sales. So I quit. And the next day I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. I'm going to go out and get my office. Just then the phone rang. This is back when there were phones. And somebody on the other end said, "Hello, is Perry there?" And I was like, "C'est moi." That's French for, yeah, it's me, bitch. And she said, I'm calling from the Chanel. I'm not going to do the accent anymore. It's just embarrassing, all of us. She was calling from the Chanel Mastership store on 57th Street. She asked if I would like to come in and be their personal shopper. That was a big deal. That's like if you're a personal shopper in the 90s or thousands or whatever it was, that was like the highest you could get, even better than Vuitton. And I said no. Of course, I still wake up screaming, but it was sort of like when you make a strong decision for your own future and your own dreams, A, do not expect the approval of family and friends, and B, expect the universe to give you a couple pop quizzes. So I didn't take the job, and shortly after that, everything went great. Okay. I really didn't sleep last night, so forgive me. The last one is the Knight of Cups. And even if you think that like you can't meet anybody if you're single or interested, somebody is coming for you. I mean, in a good way. Just more in like a romance novel way than a Dateline episode. Cups are emotions. He's a knight in shining armor. He could also be a girl or a boy or trans or whatever. But this is a person of whatever gender you happen to be attracted to who is thinking about you and probably coming towards you towards the end of the week. Horse is optional. Okay. Woo! That was fun. While we're waiting for the next caller, I want to tell you a brief story. Ruby, what a beautiful name. Wow. Ruby, can you hang out 1 second while I talk about my date with Destiny with Dame Helen Mirren?
Sure.
Thank you. I love that name. You know what? I'll tell that at the end of the show. I like you. Okay, my dear. Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Can I have to speak up a little? Sorry. Let me turn my phone up.
Texas.
Where are you calling?
From Texas.
Texas. Cool. Any particular place in Texas? You just wander around. Hello, I'm Ruby. Oh, nice. Oh, it's such a nice town. I love Texans. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to connect to people through their birthdays. So speaking slowly and clearly, can you tell me when your birthday is?
October 15th, 1985.
Oh, that's a great, October 15th is a great day.
Yeah.
Libra women, you guys tend to be a little more straightforward than people are often prepared for, but I love that. And you usually have a great natural sense of like design in whatever context. 1985, so 1970. Anyway, I'll figure out your Chinese astrological year in a bit. So how can I help you, my darling?
I was just wondering how things are going to turn out. They're pretty messy.
Oh. Do we have a triangle situation here? Or a quadrangle? Is it your love life that's messy right now? Because it seems like there's at least two other people here, possibly 3 or 12. So, am I on the right track?
Yeah, but
Carolyn,
not really.
there?
I'm not concerned about that. More like just life, you know. Like
Okay,
financially,
well, it looks like
stuff like that.
you might have been distracted by stuff and kind of took your eye off the ball of your finances and organization, like everybody else in the world, including me. Is that what's worrying you? It just feels like things are a little out of your control right now, so I'm just trying to narrow it down. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so among even though my dad was Jewish, my mother is Episcopalian, my sister is Muslim, my brother's Catholic, another one's agnostic, I am a Buddhist, among other things. I'm also, Christian and Jewish and stuff. But in the Buddhism I practice, there's a phrase in Japanese, which I've just forgotten, but it means start from here. Because what happens is you have a very delicately, finely wired nervous system, which is a very nice way of saying you're very sensitive, you're very smart, but you get overwhelmed. And boy, do I know that feeling. Are you also a little psychic? It feels like you are. Are you one of us, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think so.
Yeah, you're more of a dream psychic. Wow, I think you might have seen ghosts too, but we'll get back to that. Or not this time. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm actually going to pick some cards, which I almost never do. I like your vibe. Okay. Did you have, maybe not in the immediate past, but did you have like your own business or side hustle or something like that? Or freelance?
Yeah.
Okay. And you weren't very careful about keeping the books. Don't look at me. My business was run for 12 years by things scribbled on cocktail napkins or possibly in Sharpie on the cat. So I'm in no position to judge. But you're either getting audited, and I hope you're not. I don't think you are, but there's like this whole backlog of stuff that you should have done over the past 3 or 4 years. And I'm telling you, only people that we don't actually know in person who might be androids have their financial life together. Anyway, that's what I tell myself because it's comforting. Okay. But it's okay. You can start from here. Do one small thing, like set a timer for 10 minutes. Go like sit in front of your computer and do like 10 minutes of looking at your finances. Then go downstairs, have a big drink, and then come back again in 45 minutes and do the same thing. What you want to do, as my mom used to say, how do you eat an elephant, darling? One bite at a time. You're going to be okay. Actually, I'm not sure if you filed your taxes yet, but you can get an extension, but you're going to get a pretty big refund this year. I mean, if you ever get it, I mean, God knows what's going on in the IRS right now. But so there's that. You're also, okay. There are a number of places you can go to look for money that's owed you, right? That you might not know about. I tell people about going to their government and listen closely. And if you missed this, come back and listen to it on the YouTube archive, right? Very important. Mm-hmm. There's something called unclaimed funds or unclaimed property. I live in New York, so I go to the nystate.gov website. Just go to your state's government website. Go to unclaimed funds. It is free. Type in your name, your parents' name, go to every state you've ever lived. The reason I say this is because I got $16,000 just doing that. When I was bored one day and I'm like, nothing's on TV. What's this unclaimed funds thing? Like a month later, it's like, ooh, that's nice. I bought shoes, girl. So do that. There's some money you don't know about. If later on, this information's on my phone, but I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, Perry Lyons on Facebook, PERILYONS. I'll list a few other absolutely legit, like government things where you can just go and see if you have any other unclaimed funds. Because it feels to me like you're going to be given God or the big love or Fred or whatever you want to call it, is going to give you some breathing space. What I would do is not panic. Reach out. You can call your local representative. I couldn't get something done with my health. I called my congresswoman. I called my senator. I called everybody. I called Ryan Gosling, but she didn't answer. It wouldn't have been much help, but it would have made me happy. So that's what they're there for, at least for the next few months. Who knows what will happen after that? So is this making sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you said yes. The other thing I'm going to say is you have always been fiercely independent, and good for you. You're strong. You're very smart, but ask for help. I mean, don't ask from people who are just going to make fun of you, but there are people around you. Ask for help. You can get it. People love you, and we want to give our friends the chance to give back to us. It's a gift. Everybody wants to be trusted. Everybody wants to be asked advice from or favors up, really. Honestly. How's your love life? Because now that we've got your financial stuff dealt with, I'm not sure if you're working right now, but you're probably, if you're not, or you're at a job that's like you don't like, or you want to leave, or it's not paying enough, big job opportunity is going to roll around like September, October. So you want to make sure that you're set up to take advantage of that opportunity. Any of this making sense? Is this helping?
Yes.
Oh, good. I think the best part of your life is ahead of you. And I know we get to that age, and I said 1985 or something?
Yeah.
Right. When we get to our 40s, we start to think like, I'm not pretty anymore. I'm old. And my beautiful mom, God bless her, used to say, darling, a woman's most beautiful, powerful, charismatic years are between 40 and 70. And she was right. You're just getting out of your jammies and into being a happy, self-expressed, fulfilled grown-up. You're going to like it. And you know what? Nobody really does it earlier than this, even if they tell you they have. They're weird, probably robots. Okay. Let me just ask my producer, darling, shall I take the next caller? Or okay. Ruby, is that helpful? I'm going to take my next caller, but I want you to be okay, and I know you're going to be okay. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. Be good. Bless you.
Too.
God, my hands are weird. Okay, I'm sorry. Who's the next caller, Dave? It's not appearing on my screen, and I already like her. Oh, cool name. Where's she calling from? Oh, really? I'll be damned. Hi, Kristen. Perry, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. My family has been in Ipswich for about 400, well, not right now, but 400 years. And so much family there. I love Cape Ann. I love Gloucester. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, then they all died, but it was great until then. How can I help you, my dear? It must be important because you're a Yankee, and Yankees have their heads screwed on really straight. So I actually feel very honored that you called in. That makes me feel like, if a Yankee takes me seriously, I'm happy.
Well, thank you.
Now, how can I help?
Yeah. Well, I know that I'm surrounded by spirit. I would love if you could do any mediumship or tell me who's around me.
Sure.
Or what's in store for me, my future, or mediumship I'd love.
I do too, but then I have to sleep for like 2 days and eat a lot of cookies. But okay, first of all, tell me your birthday. I like to connect people through the birthdays.
5571.
Oh, look at you, you little Taurus, you. That's the best week of Taurus. That's like my favorite week of the whole year for people.
Cool.
Yeah, my best friends are like May 7th, May 8th. It's just great. So already all good. Now, let me see. Wow, you do have a lot of people. What is this, a revival meeting? Holy mackerel. You're going to pick somebody out that you want to talk to. Huh?
And the way you just said, holy mackerel, that's one of our family sayings.
Oh, okay. It's not something I say very often, so.
Yeah, no, holy mackerel.
Your family's been there, at least half your family's been in that area for quite some time.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Maybe 100, yeah. Okay, we've got 2 different kinds of people coming through. Wow, you're popular. Also, you have a gift for this. Next
I've been
week,
told that too.
What?
I've been told that.
Yeah.
I've been told that I have a gift.
Too. When we get told it, we only remember it because it rings our inner truth bell. It's kind of a pretentious phrase, but you know what I mean. Okay. Is your dad still with us? Or is he the guy I'm seeing in front of me? There's a guy here and a guy there, and then right smack and dab of me, there's a lady. But I think your mother's still here. So I'm not sure it's your mom.
Yep. My mother's still here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, your mother's what?
My mother is still here.
Yeah, thought so. I don't think your dad is he?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Kind of a ghoulish question, I apologize. What an interesting guy. Very, very unusual to have a man come through first. And I think the woman in front of me is your grandmother, but I'm not sure which side. Let me go to your dad first. Did he have a kind of an old-fashioned, like an English name, 2 syllables? What's his first name?
His first name was Gray. His middle name was Aubrey.
Okay, Aubrey is what I was picking up. Very fine old English name. I don't know why I didn't get Ray, but whatever. And it's interesting. I think he did quite well. I think he was very smart, pretty educated, but for some reason he is showing me himself in like gardening attire, like overalls, and I don't know why. Was he like a bank executive who gardened or something? Because he's...
No.
Wow, he was cute when he was young. What? Sorry, go ahead.
He was cute.
Yeah, he was cute. I mean, I'd ask him out if we weren't on different sides of the veil. But he's got great cheekbones. Really nice face shape. Hold on. Aubrey. Funny, he's from an interesting mix of like upper and lower class. I'm not being obnoxious. It's just, I don't know any other way to put it. Like,
okay.
That makes, I got 2 minutes. Okay, what he wants you to do you have 2 brothers?
Yes.
Okay. One of them's in trouble? You're going to have to do something.
Possibly.
Yeah, he's always in trouble. But I come from a family where if you're in trouble, they well, not my brother and my sister, but my other 2 brothers, they vanish. But you're not that kind of person. You're a good person.
Thank you.
And it's funny. I don't know if I believe in past lives, but I'm getting a lot of past lives with you. I hope you call back next week. I want to give more time to you. Fascinating. You've always been good. You're just good. So help your brother out. He's not doing well, and he's not talking about it. He is clinically depressed. I'm not sure if he's self-medicating. I wouldn't be surprised. Your other brother's fine. Do you have a half-sister? Sorry, there's a girl who's kind of coming in and out.
Not that's past.
I'm sorry? No, this is just regular.
Nope, I have stepbrothers. I have one sister.
Okay, that's what was confusing me. Okay, blended families drive psychics crazy, but I really like them. Okay. You might want to, I don't think you talk to your sister very often. I feel like your mom.
Nope.
Will you fix that? What?
That's true.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you're at the same time, you're both too different to get along and too similar to get along. However, if we reframe that, we could say you're similar so you understand each other, but you're different enough to make it interesting. I would start reaching out to people. Are your brothers here on the other side?
Here.
Okay, good, because I got all nervous. Yeah, that's what I thought. One of them lives in the Hudson Valley. It feels like New York. No, they're good.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soto Tarot, exploring your intuition with Eric Soto. Live from SotoTarot.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Soto Tarot
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, Eric Soto, also known as Soto Tarot, also back here at Moonstruck TV, A1R Radio. I'm glad we're back here. Let's do something today, right? It's been a long week for me, and I'm sure it's been a long week for you. A lot of things going on in the news. But as I always say, there's always a rainbow at some point. So let's talk with some things here today. You can reach me at SotoTarot.com. It's my name. It's my nickname. It's also my deck name. It's very easy to understand. SotoTarot.com. You can reach me on Facebook, TikTok. Just Hey, it's Eric Soto, Soto Tarot, and I'm here live on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, here for another week in a row, so thank you for having me. Those of you who are listening to me, I'll try to be very descriptive if I can, even though I do have colorful tarot cards that I've made back in 2015. I do like to talk other things as well. So I will be saying that I'm at SotoTarot.com. SotoTarot.com is where you can reach me and find out where I'm at on Facebook, on TikTok, all those little social media things. But you can definitely friend me at Facebook. I'm very easily accessible. I'm a tarot creator, but I'm also a psychic and a wannabe medium. When I say wannabe, I am not that type of caliber yet, but I am learning along the way and finding out the signs and understanding that avenue. So the good news is I'm a good student, so I eventually will get there. But in the meantime, I am very intuitive psychic. I've been doing this for over 30 some odd years, friends, family, and professionally. So I like to give back, and that's why I'm here this week to talk and have callers, talk about the things of the world, because how many things are going around in the world right now? A little crazy, right? One thing I always say is there's always a rainbow on the other side of something or other. You just have to look for it. So we're going to talk positivity here, no matter how bad it seems like it's out there. There's always something positive that you can glean from something. Like they say in the stock markets, right? Whether they're up or down, someone's always making money. It's the same thing in life. If you know where to look for it, there's always friends. There's always somewhere to have a shoulder to cry on, and there's always support. And if anything, there's always the teddy bear, right? There's always a teddy bear when you need him. I'm going to be at Real Live. Real Live Metaphysical is my local Cedar Rapids, Iowa location metaphysical shop that I've been here for years too. So I'm giving them a shout out. I will be there this Saturday between noon and 5. Noon and 5, I usually give readings there. They are paid, which is a little bit different than here, but in Facebook and such, you can still reach out for free readings, or like this program, this wonderful program, doing free readings here. I might only be taking 2 callers now, but you can always book a reading at sototarot.com, correct? And you can always reach me on social media, where we can talk tarot, we can talk psychic stuff, we can talk just life, whatever you'd like to do, but you got to friend me first, right? In other things going on, I think I told you a little bit before about me. I do have a tarot deck, right? It is a little bit different. Those of you who know what tarot is, they don't really have numbers or letters or anything of that sort. They're more of a psychic caliber. They do follow the actual tarot genre, I guess. You know, there are the Fool and all the way to the World, and they do cups and wands and such. But this is something that I went through actually back in March of 2015. I had a 4-day fever vision of 104 degrees. That was a little weird, and I started seeing things, and I got behind a computer, and voila, it was something I always wanted to do, and now I have them, and they've actually helped me with a lot of young souls and old souls along the way, understand life and try to get out of life's issues, right? So I don't say that I know everything, but I am going to say that we are connected. And when I say we're connected, it has nothing to do with the cards. It has everything to do with the same idea that we both sometimes pick up the phone at the same time, and we'll both hear each other with no dial tone. Now on digital phones, that sometimes happens, but a little bit less rare than we used to do in the past, but it still happens. It's the same thing. We're all connected at some point, shape or form. It doesn't matter where we come from, overseas or on land, we all are connected. So Carol in Cedar Lake, Indiana, we're connected right now. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm glad you've made it on the show. You probably don't know me, and I don't know you, but that's the fun of it, right? You get to meet someone new, and I get to meet someone new, and we get to chat a little bit. So what I like to do for fun, you can ask whatever you wish. I like to try to keep it G-rated, because it is a G-rated radio and TV show, right? But as I'm shuffling, I like to also say that we're connected like by that phone. And I will say this for the radio viewers alone, that this is a 10 of Pentacles, and it looks like a cornucopia of a tree, branches, or seeds. And when this comes up, it means to me family. It means to me legacy. It has to do with, what am I going to do for the future, or what am I going to do to leave for my kids or for my my offspring, right? It's things of that sort. So you're not even asking anything, and I'll say to this.
That's
when
correct.
this, yes?
I'm the head of my household. I'm the sole provider for my family, for my husband. He cannot work, and I have a son. I'm the sole provider, so that makes sense.
There you go. See, we don't even know each other, and I'm already tingling on my shoulders. So that tells me the branches and the trees, right? You're the main trunk, and you're the one controlling and making sure that everybody's fed and everything's going on.
I have a picture of the tree of life in my living room. I love the tree of life. Yes.
Yes, very much so. This is kind of a little bit where I've got from before in the past. Again, if I may ask, what do you do as far as your career?
I've been a meat wrapper for 25 years at a grocery department chain. I operate a machine that wraps the meat. I don't cut it. I just fill it. I've been doing that. It's very rigorous cardiovascular exercise. I have to lift hams and turkeys right now because of the holiday. And it's hard work, but I enjoy it, and I'm working for a pension. And I'm not rich, but I'm happy. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. And you've got a good soul to you, I can tell. The Tower card reversed is exactly that. It's the ball getting caught by the angels. And when I ever get the Tower card reversed, it's like something or someone, I don't care what you want to call it. You want to call it God, you want to call it angels, you want to call it the force that be, or you can even call it sometimes other people just looking after your back. But when this happens, it means there's others behind you making sure that you are fed, making sure you do have a roof over your head. So that's telling me that there might be neighbors, there might be cousins, there might be friends, or those around you that are making sure that when times may be getting tough, look for them to lean on. They will be there for you. You're not going to be the only ones at this point. At some point, there's going to be a little bit of a struggle going on. And this is to tell that those branches that might be your family that you're taking care of, don't be afraid to also ask for those branches elsewhere, for those family members, for those cousins and neighbors, and maybe even people that you work with. And when times are a little squeaky tough, ask for that, or at least, if not ask for it, don't be humble enough to not accept. Can you agree on that?
Right. Yes, I agree. Yes. Very right.
So, yes, that's and this is where things get weird, right? I say I'm not a medium, but the psychic ability here tells me that there's still something or some family member of something. So I'll go one step further since we're on the same thing. This is the Six of Pentacles that looks like an octopus's tentacles. And this is actually a card of charity. So I will go even further to say that you will actually be helped for sure by someone around you. This is that the octopus has many tentacles that can give, a lot of giving there. So you may have been the type that are giving for others for your good heart, or for your caring, your family, or maybe you're just the type that give cookies to the neighbors and say, hey, I just did it because. This is also telling me that there will be arms reaching out for you soon. So look for that.
Oh, good.
If you believe in the future, this is what I believe about the future. I haven't really decided yet. Technically, it's happened. Why? Time is kind of in a weird circle, flat. It's very hard. Right. It's happened already, and it already hasn't happened. It hasn't happened because we haven't felt it yet. But technically, it might have already happened. And because it's already happened, that's why sometimes these things come through. And that feeling is based on your actions, there's a reaction. And based on those actions, that reaction means there will be assistance coming for you. So maybe you were asking that. Maybe you haven't been asking that, but there definitely will be help coming.
My question was, is my financial situation going to get any better? I am expecting a back paycheck from my work when my union settles, but that's up in the air. It's just don't know when it's coming.
I would say that if this is the way I'm feeling based on this was definitely a charity or definitely giving out towards you. And if that's what you're asking for, this will be giving. If not generosity, it will be given with. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're talking about generosity. Oh, okay.
Right. Meaning that it will be given freely. So if you're asking for this, then that will be given with, let's say, less resistance, something of that mind.
Okay.
When anytime something's giving of that type of card, it's given least resistance. Generally, let's say if I have my last quarter in my hand, right, and I'm starving, but I could keep it myself, but instead I give it to you, right, freely. So there's you didn't ask that quarter from me or that last money from me. I gave it to you freely of free will. That's the feeling that I had. And if you're asking for that, I think that's still the same. Others around you are helping you, and their times will be a little tough maybe until this comes, but it will definitely come based on the feeling that I'm feeling. If it's not, there'll be something of that equivalent. And I don't like to say lottery or any of that sort, but I'll say at least the help of that equivalent will definitely be coming in your corner.
Great. Thank you very much.
And how's the weather up there where you're at right now? I'm from Chicago originally, so Indiana wasn't too far from us.
Yeah, I'm in a little town called Cedar Lake, which is right over the border between Illinois and Indiana. It's a small town, and it is going to be 80 degrees tomorrow. It was 66 today.
We're still kind of chilly over here in Iowa, so. I'm glad you're having better weather than we are. So, it's Carol. It's been nice to speak with you. I'm glad we're connecting. Don't hold it too hard. You have a good heart. If anything, I would say if you believe in angels, I believe definitely family or friends or angels of that sort are helping you anyway. And I think actually those of the physical nature will be helping you as well. And look forward toward that. Actually look forward to that settlement coming. Don't think, well, maybe it shouldn't, or maybe it won't, or I don't deserve it. Think of it that way. And whether it comes or not, the universe will still find a way to make sure that something of that sort still happens in that way.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. My parents are my part of my spirit team and spirit guides, and they have a lot to do with it.
There you go. See, I'm already they're tingling there. So maybe that's the ones that are telling me that to tell you this very directly.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Carol. How we connect, right? If you've seen my first episode, this is only my second episode, and I still can't even get my darn camera right, and we'll figure that out eventually. But I'm glad you're tuning in, because this is the stuff we talk about. It's not magic. We all have this gift. Some of us have it more so, and you'd be surprised. Grandma that you grew up with probably had some premonition of something, right? And this something's going to happen. And she might have said, oh, my bunions or my elbow or whatever for the weather. But you'd be surprised how many people in life, if you go back and check, that this is still prevalent, that kids have this, that adults have this. And more so, unless I show you cards, sometimes people don't believe. And that's why I actually bring the cards out. It helps me focus, but it's not of a magical sort. If you want to buy them, look at my Soto Tarot area. Follow me on Facebook. You can find out where they're at. But that's neither here nor there. Janet from London, Ontario, Canada. That is awesome. How are you, Janet?
Good,
Jeanette. My mistake.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing fabulous. That is such a wonderful name.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I butchered it. I only have words here, but it's Jeanette. It's like a French Canadian, correct?
Yes.
Of an origin. So
yeah.
I like to do this little game where I can pull a card. I'll still give you time. We still have a little bit of time, but I like to pull something to just see where we're connecting. And I have a temperance card here, which looks like a spirit, face of a spirit, blowing wind into some kind of a bat or a dragon or some kind of flying bird of some sort. Temperance has to do with balance. And temperance in this form means assistance or needing that extra lift to get around or at least being shown the right path. So the feeling that I'm getting here would be there's something along the lines of you're looking for guidance for something. I know it sounds cheesy, but I'll narrow it a little bit more. I think this is actually in guidance for, I would actually say more of an assistance on that spiritual level. Like this is spirit. Am I right in that form?
Yes, that's right.
Well, I'm going to ask you your question. Go ahead and ask whatever you wish. We try to keep it G-rated here on the TV and radio. But what would you like to ask for? Or what would you like to ask about?
I asked about between my husband and my father. And it's been ongoing issues, like they don't like each other. And I can't even say anything directly to my father, but it's just like he has an ego. And my husband did already his best to show
that's what this card is for. This card is the Eight of Wands, but it's upside down. And when the Eight of Wands is upside down, it has to do with these little rocket ships, and they're falling from the air, or they're arrows that are falling from the air, or they're wands. That means there's communication that's lacking, and that's just validating what you're saying. Your husband, if I'm correct, is trying to talk with your father, and they're just not getting along. Correct?
Yes, that's right.
Right. So whatever this is telling me here that your father, your husband is more in the correct, and for some reason it's not being received by your father. I don't know what the reason is for, but I'll tell you this: it sounds like the husband is in the right. It sounds like another reversed hanged man. When the reversed hanged man is there's it's not necessarily a stubbornness, like to wait for something. It's more of, I don't want to be around and listen to this. Does that sound right? It's I don't, whatever you're trying to sell me, I'm not buying. And because of that, I'm getting off of this cross and I'm going to walk away type of deal. I'm not thinking anything spiritual or the high road. I'm thinking, show me the money, show me something physical. So show me how the laws of of the earthwork. Don't talk to me in lovey-dovey type of talks, or this is how you should be. Does that sound familiar?
That's right. Exactly right.
Okay. So now we're connecting, and now I'm buzzing. So this is telling me not only is he right, not as only being. So I'll tell you this: 3 of Wands is the ship. Looks like a little ship that's going across. 3 of Wands is actually waiting for something to come. So here I can suggest this. I don't know necessarily what it's about. I don't have to know what it's about, nor does anybody have to know exactly what it's about. But we know that your husband is right, and it sounds like your father is not listening and doesn't want to accept that. And here's how you're going to have to connect. The boat has to make shore at some point, right? And the boat doesn't come to shore sometimes unless we either wait for it, which it may never come, or sometimes we have to meet it halfway. So the best thing that I can tell you here is whatever this situation is, doesn't sound like the father is going to understand. So you may have to reach the ship a different way. Sometimes that means bribing the captain. Sometimes that means finding another ship. And I'm not saying find another father. I'm saying you may have to reapproach this a different way. Maybe on the level of the father, maybe something that he understands. If it's money, talk money. If it's something physical, talk physical. If it means a time limit, then talk a time limit. But whatever the approach was before, or permission that was needed, or whatever, you're going to have to try a different way to get to that boat and for that to come to port. Is that starting to make sense?
That makes sense.
It's difficult to talk to family, especially when they're older than you, right? They raised you. That's your father, correct?
Yeah, that's right. But I already distanced myself to him in some issues that it's related about family. Right. And also I will distance also myself to my brother and sister because it's just like there's a jealousy on it. So sometimes I don't understand, but I think. So why does your
husband feel like he needs to connect for some reason? Why is he feeling like he needs to get through to your father? Why when you're not? It doesn't sound like you're connecting, and you've gone on, right? You've let that boat decide. Well, I'm just going to find another boat. I'm not going to connect with you. Why is it that your husband then is feeling like he needs to still see this through?
It's just like he wants only to validate that anything that he does for them is just like no appreciation. So my dad is just like, I don't know if it is ego or he doesn't like him. I don't understand. So
here's the issue.
I don't understand.
I'll give you a little bit more of a nugget to it. This is what I'm feeling here too. So the seven of cups has to do with choices, and it's reversed. So when it's reversed, instead of having a lot of choices, that means zeroing down on what you want. It looks like a drill drilling a diamond. They're like this little drill is actually making a hole in a diamond. We sometimes our heart has to make choices. And at some point, again, going further, what your other cards were saying is you're going to have to make a choice. You've made your choice. He's going to have to make his choice at some point. How am I going to get to make him understand? I'm either going to continue on, and it might be a long trip to do that and get at the heart of it, or he's going to have to make a decision and say, enough is enough. We've done everything we can. We need to move on. And it's an unfortunate thing, but we have our own life to deal with. We have our own family to deal with. And whatever this is that you're causing is something I can't deal with. Now, I'm not saying either one is right. I'm just saying he's going to have to make that decision, just like you're making the decision. How do I want to really drill down on it and continue because I feel something's going to happen at the end? Or do I at some point say, enough is enough. I need to drill elsewhere. This isn't going to go anywhere. And it's almost like feels like I'm drilling a diamond. It's feeling like I'm going forever and ever, not getting anywhere. It's a hard decision. And there's not always, I can't tell you which one to do. This just tells you that option means there may not be a winning end. There may be losers and winners, or all losers in this game right here. You just have to decide what's best for your family, and he's going to have to decide what's best for him. Because I don't believe your father is the one that's going to make the decision here.
Yes, that's right. And also, I want also to know in general about the sibling thing, about the issue about sibling.
Your father's sibling or your husband's sibling?
My father's, not father's sibling. It's just like my brother and sisters.
So the potential is still there. This is the Ace of Cups, which means potential. There's a cup here with a chalice, a golden chalice with a lot of water everywhere. Water is emotion and water is love. So there's still a potential there. I don't know exactly what you're asking, but this is how I'm feeling it. There is still potential for love. There's still a potential for growth. There's still a potential for connection in regards to the siblings that you're speaking of. So I don't know how you asked if that's in regards to you and your family or for them, but there still is hope. There's always potential. The potential ends when you want it to end. When you close the door final and when death is over, that's usually when it's over. But as long as there's breath in your lungs, there's always a chance still for that potential, for that love to grow again and to make amends and to still keep those connections going. Doesn't always mean it's easy. There might be a lot of water tears involved as well, but the potential is still there. And I'm feeling that there's still hope to make amends at some levels for some of them.
Okay, and that's all that you see on the card? Nothing about something in the future?
I can, but I think we're almost going to be wrapping up here in a second, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick one because I'm usually good at the first one. And it's reversed. I'm sorry, it's not reversed. Empress. That's weird. I can go two ways here. The feel I have. Empress usually means creativity. It can sometimes mean pregnancy. So I don't know. I don't like to say medical things. If you're looking for pregnancy, this is telling you now is the time. If you're not looking for pregnancy, this is telling me this is still a chance for people to come around and hug each other. This is a chance for everyone to be around each other. And this is a chance to make amends and grow that family because the world is tough out there.
Okay.
I hope that helps a little bit on some level.
Thank you so much.
Take care, Jeanette. I'm sorry if I can't say your name right. Wow, 30 minutes go back fast again. Hopefully I'll get all this stuff ready for you next time and we'll be a little bit better on video, but you can always reach me at sototaro.com. You can reach me on Facebook at sototaro6. I'm always available. I'm always around. You'd be surprised. If you like my deck, you can check at thegamecrafter.com/games/sototaro. Look at thegamecrafter.com. Look under Sototaro. You'll find my cards as well. But again, it's been a pleasure to be here on A1R Radio, and it's a pleasure to be on Moonstruck TV as well. Hope to see you soon.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing really well. Welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. We'll get straight into it. As usual, I do a 3-card pull for the collective, and I'm just going to get you to tune in to whether you feel drawn to the number 1, 2, or 3. Take it as it resonates. It may not apply to you today. You might find Spirit might even guide you to get this message for somebody else. So, it doesn't matter. Take it as it resonates and kind of go from there. Okay. So if you have been drawn to card 1, the card that I have pulled for you is this one here. It has a beautiful gemstone on it. It does have some writing on it. I'll read it out to you. It says, "You are a rare and precious treasure." Okay, when I look at this card and I tune into it, I feel like this can go. I feel like it can go either two ways. So either you are a very trustworthy and compassionate person with a lot of knowledge, who is also very well respected, or you will be seeking the advice of somebody who is like that. Okay. And because I just keep hearing like a wise counselor. So whether this is an actual counselor or whether it's a friend or somebody, just seek somebody's advice, somebody who has empathy and a kind heart that can help you out at this time. That's where Spirit are guiding you to get some of your answers right now. Okay. If you've been guided to card 2, it's this card here. Okay, and it does have renewal on it, and it says embrace the opportunity for fresh beginnings. When I'm holding this card, I just feel like whether this is like an intimate sort of relationship, I just feel like while there are new beginnings, I also feel like Spirit want to say be careful with when you're weighing up your decisions around any relationship. Also, I'm getting, don't be afraid to fail. Like, follow what makes you happy. If something doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. At least you've tried. Everything is an experience for you. And just be receptive to new experiences, change. So if you're a little bit reluctant, to have change, around you, take a chance. It leads to growth, and it leads to spiritual growth as well. So again, take that, as it resonates. But I am seeing a lot of choices if you've picked card 2. Okay. If you have gravitated to card 3, the card that I've got here is Leader, all right, and it's this card here, all right, and it's got got my pen. It's got here, lead with purpose, others will follow. Okay. I am seeing around that. I'm seeing like movement. I'm seeing it like coming as a fast pace. If you've been working hard towards something, those delays or any stagnation around that will start to come to an end. I'm seeing many things starting to happen at once. There's also some kind of like a past life, maybe connection with you and either the work you're doing or somebody else that you're involved with that has a heavy sort of like influence. But now with all these changes, moving forward, I'm sort of like getting like, take a break now. Focus on like having a rest and just taking a step back just a little bit and just sort of seeing where you're going to go and how quickly things are moving, so you can kind of like work that out as well. Okay. Now I've got Kathy on the line. Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That's good. How can I help you today, Kathy?
Well, I'm just calling to see, how things are going for me, and wanting to know about my daughter's love life, really.
Okay. All right. Let me just see what comes up for you. All right. Is she involved with somebody at the moment?
I guess so. Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. All right. I'm not getting like this relationship is, so I feel like it's had like maybe it's ups and downs. And I feel like there's some anxiety. So I don't know if this anxiety is coming from you or from her, but I'm feeling anxiety around this relationship. Does that make sense for you, Kathy?
Somewhat.
Okay. I feel like this person in some ways, he's, I don't know that I want to be this harsh and say like immature, but I do feel like there are delays here with him, like holding back, and he may have anxiety as well. Does that make sense for you? Because I keep getting it, that anxiety coming in everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is, I'm just going to see whether, has she been thinking about moving on from this relationship? Because I'm seeing movement with her.
Not really.
Okay, let's see. We've got some cards falling out here. I feel like this person is trustworthy, all right? But I just feel like he keeps like kind of like hanging back. There is I'm getting them like they're like a, not that they're not good together necessarily, but they're not always on the same page. But I do see that there can be success around this relationship, but they need to like really communicate better. And even if they feel like they already do, I feel like they're not addressing everything that they need to address. I feel like there are things, because I'm hearing like hidden secrets, and it doesn't mean that it's necessarily anything bad. It just means that maybe they want to know stuff, but they're not, asking about it. And I just feel like there needs to be more truth coming out with this. And I'm also hearing a spirit is saying to me she needs to move forward with a new mindset of how she views this relationship. So I don't know if she's been hurt in the past. They're sort of showing me like a checklist. So she might sort of like have in her mind an idea of what she wants from her person, whether it's this one or somebody else. And it's kind of like, this is either something she needs to do or it's something that she's doing, but they're showing me like a checklist of what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm also getting there's within herself, there are things about her that she's not happy with herself. Like there are things where she feels she's lacking as well. And when I'm saying that about her, this is like quite deep rooted with her. It's because it's sitting in my belly and it's weighing quite heavily there. And I feel like it's and it's a lot of stuff that she can't talk about herself. I would be inclined to say if she doesn't have a friend or a family member that she can talk to, it would be good for her to speak to somebody to just get things kind of off her chest. As parents, you know, sometimes our children don't want to talk to us about everything, you know, no matter how close we are to them. But I am getting she has some deep-rooted issues that she needs to overcome herself in order for this relationship to become more successful. Whether it's this or any other one, she's got to kind of like look within and sort out with herself and like look after herself and think better of herself. And she's got to bring things to the surface. I'm being told, and to see what else she wants out of her life. I feel like she hasn't sort of really explored everything in her life, and maybe she needs to sort of get more in touch with that part of herself, because there's also anxiety about settling down with one person, whether it's this person or with somebody else. And I'm getting she has a lot of questions. There's questions around this relationship. There's no doubt about that.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Love Life
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. You're watching Love Life with Katana Star. Happy Easter. I hope everyone has a wonderful few days off, a bit of a break. For those who are going away, I hope you stay safe in your travels or just enjoy some lovely time with family. So just a quick note, if you would like to book me for a private booking, I'm not going to be available until the 28th because my children are home from school and I'll be enjoying some holiday time with them. So to contact me, it's easy as to either send me a message through email, which you can find on my website, or send me a direct message on Facebook and we can arrange a booking then. Okay, so I hope everyone's been well. It is currently Good Friday. I hope you like my bunnies. They belong to my daughter. They're a bit daggy, aren't they? A bit tragic. I couldn't resist. I actually asked for permission this morning. I said, look, can I use your rabbit ears for my show today? And she said, okay. Normally she's really quite possessive with them, but she gave her blessing, so that was good. All right, I'm going to pull out a collective message for those who are watching and listening, and I'll also be accepting a caller if we get one through. All right, so let me just focus. Collective message. Okay. And we got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles can be normally to do with feeling a bit restricted financially. Okay, so there might be some bills coming in that are, causing a bit of a problem for you financially with your plans. Hi, Anna. I'll be right with you. I'll just finish explaining the meaning of the Five of Pentacles. It can also mean feeling left out in relationships. It can also mean just that feeling of, that there's not the support there. But this card is a reminder that there is support coming, and this is a temporary situation. The Five of Pentacles, I guess it's just a little bit of when we let the blues get on top of us a bit and we start to get a bit pessimistic in finding hope on how to get out of these situations. But always the key is there. If you can see the card, the key is right there in the near the door for her to unlock this situation and set herself free. It's a sign that hope's always on the way. It's just going through the storm, so to speak, and the storm always clears. Okay. How are you, Anna? Hope you're well. Happy Easter.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
I would just like a general reading, please.
Yeah, no worries at all. I'm feeling drawn. I might read you with my Light Seers Tarot deck, if that's okay, Anna. I just pulled a collective message from that deck there, and I got the Five of Pentacles, and that can either apply to finances or relationships, feeling a little bit impoverished sometimes, especially when you've got plans and finances always just kept getting in the way. I've just had a couple of flyers there, Anna. General reading. Okay. The Knight of Cups is there. The Knight of Wands is there on the bottom of the deck, and that kind of signifies a character in your life who is somebody who might be luring you out to do some exciting things. They're a lot of fun, they're passionate, they're very exciting person to be around, very outgoing. So I'm not sure if that card's meant for you or not, but I'll pop it there. They can be a fire sign. They can be an Aries, Leo, or Sag. Are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
So there's the energy of the Knight of Wands. Now, as mentioned, that can be a person in your life, or it can actually be part of your own energy in something that's significant in your life at the moment. So I'm just quieting for a second here, Anna, and I'll get the rest of your cards out. The Knight of Wands is always fun. Oh, you've got the Empress, you've got the Four of Wands, and you've got the King of Cups. This is really nice energy, actually, and you've got the Ten of Wands as well. Okay, so the Empress, Anna. The Empress can mean, she's the mother of the tarot. She's beautiful. She's the divine feminine. She signifies fertility. She signifies pregnancy. She also signifies the beginning of something new, a brand new project, okay? I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but here on the screen it shows a beautiful goddess with her belly swelling, and that really can signify, the birth of a baby, or it can signify the birth of a new opportunity. And next to the Four of Wands here, this is telling me that there's something that's about to happen in the home life that's really going to solidify and strengthen the foundation of your family life, okay? I've got the King of Cups energy here too. Now, do you mind if I ask, are you currently in a relationship, Anna?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so he would likely represent your partner's energy. Now, you don't have to answer me live or not, because I realise that these are public readings and some things are private, but there could be a possibility, I'm not sure if you've considered having children or not, there could be a possibility of a pregnancy there, okay? The King of Cups there would signify emotional contentment around that there's emotional contentment, that there's happiness, that there's quite a positive feeling in the home life. That's what I'm getting. Are you two married, if you don't mind me asking?
No, we're not.
there's potential marriage here, okay? Because the Four of Wands can signify marriage and celebration, but I am getting quite beautiful energy there, all right? So I'm not sure if you're expecting or if that's something you're planning for or thinking about, but that would be quite nice energy if so, and all best if that's the situation. And look, here's the Two of Cups as well. The Two of Cups signifies a beautiful new relationship or a renewal of a relationship or just nice, positive, reciprocal flow of emotions in a relationship, okay? So let's have a look here. What's this Knight of Wands energy? That's what I'm wondering what this is about. Oh, look, I've got the Children card again here, Anna, and the Ten of Cups. I tell you what, you've got some beautiful energy around you with your home life and love and family. Is that making sense for you right now? Because I'd be really surprised if things were chaotic for you at the moment.
Yes, it does make sense. So the cards were the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and what was it?
Yeah. So you got the Ten of Cups just fell on the floor, actually. Where'd that go? Here it is. You write the names of these cards down and you Google the meaning of them. I can't say the S word. I josh you not. Here we go.
Oh, no,
so
I already know the meaning
the King of Cups. Pardon?
I already know the meaning of them. I'm just curious. I'm missing one. So there's the Ten of Cups, the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Page of, what was it?
Okay, you've got the Page of Wands and you've got the Six of Cups as well. That's what I was about to say. So I am getting very much children energy here and the birth of a baby possibly, but also children and fond memories from the past. The Page can represent a younger sort of energy as well, an inspiration to follow through with something. And that would tie into the energy of the Knight of Wands, okay? So did I say Page of Wands or Page of Cups? I meant to say Page of Wands, if so. And there is something here, though. There's a slight different energy here just with the Ten of Wands. It's just being mindful not to take too much on board, Anna, because you've got a lot of successful cards here when it comes to friendships, love, home life, happy home life, children, really beautiful energy there. As you know, the Ten of Cups is probably the most beautiful card in the deck that you can pull, especially when it comes to love and relationships and family. You've got the Three of Cups here. That's why I'm picking up on the energy of a wedding. With the Four of Wands or staves or whatever you want to call it, the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands together can mean a wedding. All right. So I'm not sure if you've thought about getting married or if you're going to a wedding or not, but the energy is there very much around you. Okay. Now, with the Ten of Wands, this was a separate energy that I was about to tap into here for you, Anna. It's a very successful card that you've worked hard to put a lot of work into this situation, but it's also just asking you to be mindful of your stress levels and taking too much on, okay? Because the card literally shows her the character ready, got all her staves together, ready to build her house, but she's overburdened because there's just so much to do. Okay, so it's a little bit of it's a bit like that energy might be with you at the moment too. Now, I'm going to pull some oracle cards on top of all this. You've also got the Temperance card here. Temperance is beautiful. That's all about finding balance. So I think as things linking into that energy of the Ten of Wands, as things are sort of being thrown at you, because I think you've got so much coming up. You're going to be so busy. You're going to be to the point where you're going to be overwhelmed. But with Temperance here, you'll be able to find that balance. So that's a good sign. Now, I'm just going to do another shuffle and pull some oracle cards. Now, is that all making sense for you, Anna?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. It's nice energy, I'll tell you what. Here we go. We've also got, oh, my goodness me. How much more positive can you get? This is wishes coming true, Anna. Wishes coming true. This is from the Modern Oracle deck. And this card means about making a genuine heartfelt wish, okay, putting it out there to the universe, and the universe is in alignment with you, my darling, at the moment. It's listening. I'll tell you what, everything's coming into a point of everything you've worked so hard for is going to be manifesting as we speak, okay? You are safe, secure, and stay put. That was the next card. So if you've got decisions about potentially moving house, I don't know, because the new home and new home improvement card there is there as well. That card can also mean within the next couple of months you might be doing some significant changes around the house, whether or not that's renovating or even consider moving. Like I said, whatever decision you make, you are safe, okay? The cards want you to know you are safe, stay put. Now, even if that means staying put and whatever you're doing around the home at the moment to continue doing that, it's a sign that that you're on the right track there. Now, did you have any questions for me at this point?
No, I'm good.
Good. I'll keep going then. I'll keep pulling out some cards to see what other messages they've got for you and what else you need to know, Anna. Here we go. Oh, look, you've got the potential here. It says new business, growth, and new opportunities, okay? Now, there's a timing on this card that is up to 2 years. But basically, I'm really getting this as your year, Anna. There's going to be a heap of opportunities thrown at you, and there's communication around this. So this is potentially something that you've already started to consider. Have you thought about changing career or a new business or something like that?
Yeah, it's been in the works for a couple of years now.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a good sign then, okay? And there's definitely an opportunity for growth there. There's the worry, guilt, and stress card. Again, I'm getting just be mindful of taking too much on, okay? That would tie into the 10 of Wands energy. So I kind of feel, in a nutshell, I feel lots of positive things are going to start happening in your home life. Like I said, a potential pregnancy, a potential marriage even. And then there's also those opportunities for new growth in the career place as well. There's lots of communication happening around that, but I'm also worried about this worried, stress, guilt card came out, and that's what is the only, I guess, hurdle in your way here is taking too much on. Are you someone who struggles to say no, Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's the hardest thing in the world, isn't it? But that's something to maybe try practice doing, okay? And look here, I just got the be positive, yes card. So when oh my God, if you don't get a proposal, I am going to eat my bunny ears that I'm wearing. There's the contracts, commitment, marriage card that comes out. Okay, just a heads up. You could be getting a proposal. If not, there is a new contract of sorts or something like that. I'm not sure if you can see the screen. Okay. I'm getting marriage, I'm getting proposals, I'm getting children, I'm getting new business. I'm getting lots of nice energy with you, Anna. I do have to get going. I'm sorry. I've just had the prompt that there's only 30 seconds left, so I need to round up. I hope that reading was helpful for you. It was really positive, actually. One of the most positive readings I've done for someone this year. So good stuff. You keep putting it out there, darling. Whatever you're doing right. Everyone else, have a wonderful Easter. Stay safe, and I shall see you same time next week. Thank you so much. Let's see.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Mystic B Spiritual Insights, hosted by Anna Marie. Live from mystic-b.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Mystic B Spiritual Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, my cosmic friends. Welcome to Mystic B Spiritual Insights. For those of you that have met me before, thanks again for joining. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, my name is Anna Marie. I'm your host each week. Whether you're tuning in via live stream or podcast, I'm delighted that you're here. My hope is that the world is treating everyone kindly, and if by chance that's not the case, just know you're not alone and people care about you. So keep going, and just know that we're glad that you're here. I am not sure that I've actually expressed this up to this point. So I just want to make it clear, if you are ever wondering what I really love about doing this each week, is it's really that I'm blessed to have a chance to help someone in some way.
I firmly believe that everyone has unique gifts. We all have a purpose, and I just take great joy in helping others. I know what it's like to feel lonely and isolated and uncertain, and anything that I can do to just help uplift other human beings means a lot to me. So I may be in this space trying to offer some messages that bring some clarity and encouragement, but I also want to help you find ways to just trust and tune in to your own inner wisdom. We all have intuition. We all have gifts. It's really just a matter of learning how to trust and listen to the messages that you're receiving. So that means believing things that you can't see, and often things you really don't have the comprehension to understand or try to explain to others. I've had to reconcile all of that for myself, but just know that keeping an open mind is really powerful. It means also learning different ways that you may get information. Some of us that deliver insights and messages to all of you, we receive pictures. Some people will hear things. Some of us just feel things, or we may just know information without understanding why we know information. But most importantly, it's really knowing that it's going to take faith, it takes courage, it takes time, and you really need to know that your gifts are meant to be shared to help others. So that's why we're here. So if you would like to develop your intuition further, feel free to send me a message on Facebook. I have all sorts of tips and free tools that I'd be happy to share. I do have some of them that I've posted historically on my Facebook page, but don't ever hesitate to reach out. I love to empower others to develop their own gifts, and just let me know. For this show, however, we want to use our gifts together and raise our vibrations to the highest level so we can find some insights, not just to share with live callers, but even just people listening in. There's always some sort of message that we can glean in what someone else is going through. And I'm learning from all of you at the same time. So let's raise our vibrations and let's get some messages going. Looks like we have Jenna from New Jersey joining us. Jenna, do I have you on the line?
Yes, this is actually Tony. Jenna had put in for me to get a reading. So
well, hi, Tony.
Asked me to...
I promised not to call you Jenna, but that was very nice of her.
Okay.
I'm really glad that you're here. I like to ask if people have a particular topic that they want to focus in on, or if you would like a general reading. Do you have a sense of what I can do to help you?
Well, one thing I needed to ask was, I've been looking for a place to live, and I want to see if anytime soon I might be able to find a place. It hasn't been easy. And that's pretty much a lot that's on my mind, and to make sure my wife's health is going to be good. She's going through a couple things. My health.
So let me see what I can plug into here. So I think first and foremost, and Tony, I don't want to dismiss your specific questions. So I want to make sure I've got those. So we want, basically the housing is a big deal, and things looking up for your wife's health, and really some positive changes. Is that what I'm understanding? Those are sort of the topics that you want to drill in on?
Yeah.
Okay, so before I get to that, I feel like sometimes there's other messages that we're also meant to receive. So before I get to those details, I'm getting a little bit of other energy for you. Do you mind if I share some of that energy first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, great. So I'm not sure if it's a mother that has passed or a grandmother that has passed, but I'm actually getting sort of grandmother-like energy, someone that's passed away. Do you have a mother that's passed in the past year or so?
Yes, my mom has passed.
Okay.
My mom passed.
I just feel like I'm getting that energy first. Okay. So, and we all get goosebumps, but I get the chills when I'm if I'm on target and I'm supposed to cover that first. So I feel like your mother is a woman of faith. And I feel like there's a message from your mother that you've got to lean on your faith, even if you're not a religious person. I think she shared some things with you and taught you some things as you were growing up. She really wants you to embrace your faith during this time. Does this make sense for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. I also feel like she wants you to know, like, that she's calling you out as I'm hearing, like, you're the baby boy. Like, I don't know if you were the youngest child or there's something special about you, but there was something about you being the center of attention and you were kind of like the star, the baby boy in her eyes. Does that make sense?
Yes, that is true.
Okay. So just know your mom, first and foremost, wants you to feel encouraged, embrace your faith. She is connected to you. I also feel like she has left you some sort of, it feels like it's not just a legacy, but I feel like at some point she left you some very meaningful things. So aside from anything that she may have left you physically, I feel like the greatest power she wants you to lean on right now is just her messages of wisdom and her belief and faith in God and a higher power that you will get through this, okay? And the baby boy will be fine is sort of what she's telling me. Does that make sense for you?
Good. Yeah,
okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. So I also feel like it feels like there's some sort of offer that comes to you. So I feel like it feels tied to partially your question about a home, but I feel like it also ties to employment. So I don't know if you've looked for jobs that actually have a housing element, but this sort of feels to me like there is a job that has a housing piece. And the only two examples that I can come to in my mind is like if you were doing maintenance for an apartment complex that you may have reduced rent and have a unit on the property, or some, I know that they have like storage unit, people that manage storage unit properties and they have housing allowance and things like that. So that's the energy that I'm getting. Have you looked into things like that, or are you connected with anyone that may have?
You sort of hit that on the head. I spoke to somebody a day or two ago, and there's a job for maintenance, and it's a place where I might be able to
Yeah, that's the one that I feel like that's the one, Tony. So what I want you to do here is I want you to use all of your professional relationship building, all of that rapport building that you have. I want you to follow up with them again, okay, and let them know how interested you are. I really feel like that's it. I feel like that is your opportunity, and it makes a way where I think you need a fresh start. It feels like you need a fresh start, but it also feels like you need some rest. Like you need to feel just more security and more stability with your family. And this feels like that is the offer. So I want you to put yourself forward, and it doesn't mean beg, but it means genuinely express your interest that you want this opportunity. And of course, that's my high recommendation energetically, but it sounds like it's something of interest to you. Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I really think you need to follow up with them, because I think it's yours if you do the follow-up and you let them know how much you really want that opportunity. And I think the housing thing gets solved. And it literally feels like this happens really quickly, like within the next couple of weeks. It feels like this gets situated.
All right, cool.
Okay, but you've got to do the work, right? You need to follow up with them and sell yourself a little bit more. I think they just want to know that you're reliable and you're genuinely interested in this. So just make sure that they know that that's true. Okay?
Yes, I will.
Okay. That's exciting. I'm excited for you. As far as your wife's health, so I sort of have strange spiritual agreements with my spirit energies and friends, wherever they might be. And so I don't typically hone in on things like death and health and all of that. Obviously, I'm not a physician. I can't offer medical advice. But here's what I would say. I feel like your wife's health, it feels like it's sort of been off and on. Like there's energetically, it feels like it sort of comes and goes. So I don't know if she has some immune issue or if it's just something that has not been quite identified yet. But I feel like it happens in waves. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like, and again, not a medical doctor here, but my energy says there is something related to her diet that she can do to feel better. It does feel like it feels like there's just a chronic issue that may just continue, but that she can manage and maintain it through diet. I would just really encourage her. I feel like she doesn't like her doctor. I don't know who's pissed her off, but I feel like she's not happy with some sort of doctor. And even if she doesn't like the personality of a doctor that she's been interacting with, I feel like he's knowledgeable and he has the right information so she can find some relief. And just remember also that if medical insurance or coverage is an issue, they can't refuse to see her. Okay. So I think she just needs to be open-minded in taking some of the recommendations from whomever her primary doctor has been up to this point. But I feel like a lot of it can just be maintained and improved through her diet. And so I feel inflammation. I feel like there's some arthritis or chronic immune sort of thing that has a lot to do with the consumption of certain ingredients. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of weird how this stuff works, isn't it, Tony?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's offering you some encouragement.
You seem to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said you seem to be on target with what you're saying, you know?
Good. I just want to make sure, obviously, that not just that I'm offering you some encouragement and hope, but obviously I want this to be candid and accurate and clear for you. But I'm excited about your opportunity for new employment. I really think that this is the doorway. So again, I want you to follow up on that. I know, I'm guessing, is Jenna your wife?
Yes.
Okay. So you can tell Jenna I said hello, and that was really nice of her to get you plugged in this evening. But I also want to make sure that, you know, she just stays open-minded with whomever her primary doctor or caregiver is, so she can find some relief. It just feels kind of chronic to me, but I think it will improve. I think it's just about her diet. And either one of you, you know, if you feel like there's some other insights that Jenna would like for herself personally, you can always plug back in next week. You can reach out on my Facebook page or send me a message, and I'd be happy to expand further and see if there's anything else that I get.
Okay.
Are there any other thoughts or questions that you might have that I can help with, or were we able to cover a couple of things for you?
No, I think we were able to cover.
Great. So just remember, you get out there and put your best foot forward with that opportunity. I'm going to wish you and Jenna the very best in your fresh start. I really feel like this is a great new beginning, and I hope you keep us updated on the new developments.
I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, Tony, take care. So how nice is that to have a partner that is looking out for you and open to getting you plugged in with someone on this network, hoping that you can get some insights and encouragement. So good job, Jenna. We love that support that you provide to Tony, and I truly wish you the very best. I do have a couple of other brief messages. They're kind of mini messages. For some folks that know this, I do meditate before the show. Sometimes I get lots of downloads of individual messages. Sometimes I don't. I just have a couple of quick things before we get to our next caller. So one, I'm just supposed to tell someone congratulations on the wedding. I also get the name Joni. So I'm not sure if Joni is tied to the wedding or if it's Joni's wedding or if Joni is passing along some congratulations, maybe that are overdue, but I feel like the wedding has already happened and there are some congratulations that need to be extended. And I do get the name Joni. I also get sort of a general message for all of us is to embrace the in-between. And whatever that means for you, just let it resonate. Take it wherever it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you can kind of let it go. But I think for me, it's sort of these moments. So Jenna and Tony, right? Maybe their in between is going from one stage of life to another, or one home to another, or maybe it is a transition in your health. Could be something in your health, could be something in a relationship, could be your profession, education. It can also be things like this, and this is how I took it for myself tonight. Even just doing these shows each week, I have to be receptive to getting information that doesn't always make sense. So it often takes courage to share these messages. I'm human, I'm imperfect, I'm not always going to be accurate or right. So for me, that message was embrace the in-between. So even in moments where I just don't know, I have to settle in on my face and embrace that in-between. So I hope there's something in that message that comes through for all of you. But it looks like we have Judy from St. Louis, Missouri, that is also calling in. Judy, are you with us?
Yes, I am. How are you tonight?
Good. I was going to ask you the same thing. Isn't that funny? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Even better now that you answered my call.
Oh, well, we have great people at the A1R Psychic Network, and they do really great job of just getting everyone from the list and getting everyone called back and connecting you through. So we're glad that you're here, Judy. I want to make good use of our time because I know it's short. I will just say, once upon a time, I lived not so far away. I was in Chesterfield for a while until I realized how much I did not like the colds. And then I had to leave.
Yeah.
So,
I don't blame you.
So I know you're probably dealing with a little bit of cold there, but I'm so glad that you're on the call. Thank you so much. Would you like a general reading, or is there a specific topic that you want to tune into?
I think a general reading, what you think the spirits want me to know right now.
Okay. Can I just tell you, I just feel your excitement. So I don't know what is new. I mean, I feel like you're just a positive person overall, but I don't know what is new, but I feel like you have good news that you've received recently. Is that the case?
Maybe.
And if it's not, it's okay. Maybe if you haven't received the good news, maybe that's where I'm picking up. You're going to get some good news, but I feel excited for you. I feel the excitement from you. But so you have not received any recent news in the last few days of something exciting?
I think I'm finally deciding that it's time to walk away from the marriage, and that makes me excited.
Okay. That's a big thing.
So that's probably what you're feeling. And I'm excited to be on the phone with you.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, walking away, endings are always new beginnings. And so maybe the excitement that I'm feeling from you is that new beginning energy. So here's what I would say. And I know I do like things to happen organically. So you just kind of led me into the relationship front, but I'm going to just call out the energy that I receive. We'll go from there. And then if you want to talk more about relationship stuff, we can certainly do that in the few minutes we have. Okay. So big picture is this. I do feel you standing up for yourself. I feel like if you didn't stand up for yourself or advocate for yourself, someone was going to take you down, okay? Energetically, emotionally. So if you have arrived at a conclusion, at the very least, no matter what the status of relationships, marriage, professional endeavors, just know it's really important that you stand your ground and you not let other people take you down. So this is akin to the person jumping in the pool, trying to save the drowning victim, and the drowning victim drowns the rescuer. Does this make sense for you?
Totally, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like if you stay in the situation that you've been in, you will be drowned. You will be taken under. So I feel like no matter what the stance is that you have now, you are absolutely certain that you must stand up for yourself, prioritize yourself, take care of that, whatever that means for you. I also feel like you are just not sure what's in front of you. So even though I'm getting the excitement from you, I feel like it's all a mystery. So it's kind of like, well, what will this be or what will that be? But you know, what's interesting is I don't think you're really worried. I think you're curious about what will unfold and what will happen, but I don't feel you concerned. And that to me just feels like you're strong, confident, capable, and you're a woman of faith. Does this make sense for you?
Yes, very so.
Okay. Yeah. I also feel like there's some scenario that you're in right now, and this might be some more of that excitement energy that I have, where you are actually the center of attention. And so this is going to sound kind of strange, and I don't want it to be disrespectful. I can only share it how I'm getting it. I almost feel like you've had a makeover, or you've lost weight, or you've done something with your hair. It just feels like you're getting a lot of attention now that you didn't used to get. Does this make sense for you?
I have been losing weight, and I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, so maybe that's it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, because I do. I just feel like physically you have changed, and it feels, it's almost kind of the butterfly coming out of the cocoon to me, but you have eyes on you. So I think you're also attracting more attention, and not just compliments from friends or family or coworkers, but I think you're actually catching the attention of potential suitors, which I think is also good for your spirits and confidence as you move forward. Does this make sense?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Because you were asking about general, I'm just going to see if there's a couple other things that are coming up. So I'm going to say this is my kind of contemplating the professional business path. So I don't know if you work or what your employment or business or professional status is, but I feel you looking out and examining some other options. So I feel like you could continue on the path that you are and be successful, but I am getting a sense that you want something more. I feel an entrepreneurial energy, thinking of just doing something or going out on your own. Does this make sense for you?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, just again, exploring your options, because I feel like you could stay the course, but there's something in the wings that feels entrepreneurial that you have in your view. I don't know if it's a serious option, because like I said, I see you unclear about the future. So when I talk about these other options, just know you have multiple options financially, professionally, and business-wise, and they're all positive. So you can't make a wrong decision in whatever you decide to do on that side of things. Okay. I also feel like you have a lot of luck on your side. So kind of just in closing comments, I just want you to just not just have faith, but know that you have the gift of manifestation. There's luck on your side and everything is going to work out. Does that help?
Okay. It was wonderful. Yes.
I hope you tune in again next week, Judy. You seem delightful. I wish you the best, whether in a marriage or out of marriage. Nothing's going to take you down.
Thank you so much.
All right. You take care.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks everyone for spending time with me again this week and just being part of this wonderful community. Remember, if you didn't get through today, don't worry. You can always connect with other psychics in the network. You can come back next week. You can also book private session on the Mystic Bee website, or just reach out on Facebook and my Mystic Bee page. Just remember, you too are intuitive. You are powerful, you're intuitive, and you are supported not just by me, by everyone at A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. We thank you for tuning in and sharing our shows every week. Please trust yourself. Take the next step as you go into the month of Aries and the new moon, and just know that I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take good care.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from Lady D's PsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is astrology and psychic reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week, what we've got coming up, we're still with the planets. We're still dealing with the Venus and Saturn conjunction with the node, and it is still close to Neptune and Mercury. By the end of the week, Mercury will be coming off Neptune, and it will be that will sort of free a little bit of the energy up. But we've still got the full week, and also next week as well, of the Saturn and Neptune conjunction with the node there. And then Saturn will be meeting up with Venus will be meeting up with Neptune, and then once we get sort of the 10th of May, that's when that whole energy will sort of free up a bit. So with that, then have maybe you've been noticing some problems with other people, with finances, because we've got Venus, which is ruling relationships as well as money, and Saturn is also problems. So it's creating problems and issues in that area. I feel like it's creating a lot of tension and envious with people too. And then we've got the node, so it's about life lessons here. And then we've got with Neptune and Mercury, it's sort of dissolving communication. So mixing with that all together, perhaps there's someone who's been cutting you off with communication, blocking on social media, or there could be delusion that's happening up where people are manipulating others as well. So they've got that energy that's coming up. Also this week, we've got on the 20th, we have Mars is going to be in trine to Neptune. That's going to be a really good day for seeing through delusions, for seeing through anyone that's trying to pull the wool over your eyes. On the 21st, that is going to be a big day of the week. We've got a lot of things happening on that day. We have Venus, which is being sextile to Uranus. So it's going to be something unexpected with either love or money. And it could be a positive thing. So it could be like a breakthrough that happens here, but it's unexpected and maybe unusual in an unusual way. We're also going to have Mercury, which is in sextile to Pluto. So when if it is something that's coming up to an end here, it's a positive ending. And it's about renewing and recycle, where something positive is going to come back to you from this ending that may be happening this week. With part of communication. And then we've got also on the same day, we've got the Sun, which will be in square to Mars. So there's going to be an overlying or shadowing energy of this day of being a bit of anger and angriness that could be coming up. So just keeping an eye on tensions and anger and aggression on that day. Like also with everything else that's going on, and especially with those conjunctions, maybe be careful if you're driving on the road. Plus on the 24th, we've got the Sun that's going to be in square to Pluto. So again, it could be a day of more of aggression, or there could be like a big sudden ending of some sort, some sort of ending but transformation where it's going to lead into something else coming in. We've also got this week, we do have some other aspects that are quite positive. We've still got Mercury and Venus, which will be in trine to Mars for the whole week. So that's giving you a bit of confidence there with communication and also with relationships too, and also finances. So we also have Mars in trine to Saturn, which is really helping you through any issues. We've got some really positive aspects to Mars as well, which is giving you that strength and that courage to be able to move forward and dealing with these other issues all these other energies that are coming up this week. I feel like I've got here, there could be, because we've also got a lot of these energies still in Pisces, so we do have Venus, Saturn, and that node in Pisces. So it could be coming up with, I feel like, bringing a bit of jealousy, and plus with that, we've got the two planets in 3 planets in Aries, but we got the 2 planets close together in Aries as well. So it can be a bit envious, or it could be a sense of someone being caught out with the energies that are coming up this week. So someone doing the wrong thing, being caught up. There could be a little bit of breakups that are happening through this time. Angry, and it could also be delusion of people not wanting to see what the reality is or what they really need to see. They're not really seeing it. They're making up, they want to look on the positive side and put those rose-colored glasses could be coming up. Energy of instability coming up this week. And also, and it's also about this week knowing what really matters to you. Bringing up, like, sort of, I feel like this week's about working on yourself and knowing what really matters to you that's coming up. We've also got that Mars, which is coming into Leo as well. So today we've got Mars moving into Leo, so that's also helping with creativity, with courage. It also can be bringing up it's a courage, but also it can be anger. But if it's anger, if someone bruises your ego with that, but I feel like it's also bringing us more motivation in. I noticed for myself over this week, I've just felt more motivated to do things and getting that creativity back that I had lost the last few months with Mars being in Cancer. So it's about moving forward and also bringing in that creativity as well. Also bringing in the ego too, because we've got Leo, which is about the ego as well. So let's go to the caller. So we've got Tiffany, who's in Darlingford, who is in Canada. So hi, Tiffany. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good. How can I help you?
Just wondered anything in the future or career.
Okay, let's have a look. I see you being very lucky. I see you with like a coin, and I feel like it's about being lucky and about creating. It's like what you vision, what you see, about making that into a reality. I also see like you're thinking things through and you're being very careful about what to do and on certain chances and just taking one step at a time. With your work, do you work with animals, or you just really love like your dog?
Yeah, I have a dog and 7 cats. They're outside.
Oh, okay.
So.
I just see you around a dog, and I see a big dog, but it's like you're grooming him, or you're hugging him, you're giving him a lot of affection, and I can hear him like grooming. So I don't know if the dog needs grooming or you do it yourself, but I was seeing that around you too. I just feel like there's something about you turning, I don't know if it's like a business or something, but something into reality. And I feel like it's to do with money. And it's like something like you're envisioning, like, I don't know, like whether or not you'd be interested in grooming animals or not, but just an idea that I feel like with you, it's about turning an idea into a reality. I feel like it's once you've got motivation and once you start, and it's like a design stage and to the finished, I feel like this could be like a pretty short turnaround of actually making it into reality. But it's like you're very lucky. I feel like from now, like April coming into by the end of the year, it's just about making things happen for yourself. I feel like where the job that you're doing, I feel like it's a little bit stagnant, or I feel like maybe you don't want to do it forever, but I feel like that you want to do your own thing, or want to be your own business is what I kind of feel for you. And I really feel like it's about, I really want to go working with animals with you. And it's just about making this dream. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, I am an actual hairdresser for people, but I do really love my dog. So, and we don't have anybody around our area actually grooming right now. So, I mean, I haven't really thought about that.
Oh, okay. Because I even I just have a picture of my cat, and it's really standing out to me. So, like, even if you were to even look at doing like cats and dogs, I know here in Australia, cats, I get my cat groomed, and it's I got a lady, but it was hard to find her because not everyone will do cats, and she likes being groomed. So I just feel like that for you, it's about, because I see the business is coming into a different direction. But I do see like a love for animals. So I feel like it's to do with animals. And I was hearing grooming for you. And I just feel like this could be a start of like a new adventure, something new. Because I kind of feel like when we're dealing with people, it's like sometimes people talk too much. And it's like I'm sure you love your clients and you love your customers, but also sometimes it can be a little bit frustrations and frustrating too. I feel like when they're rambling on. So I feel like you're on a verge of something like a new endeavor, and it is very exciting. And I feel like you would do like interesting styles, whether it be like you have dogs where you might look at coloring their hair a little bit or making them look a bit different. I just feel like that is something that could really work out for you as well. I do see a trip for you, and I want to go to like America. So I do feel like there could be maybe a plane and car trip that's going on. But I am drawn to America with your USA. So I feel like that also could be something that's coming up. I am seeing like the warmer weather. I am seeing beach, and I am seeing like a carnival there, like a Ferris wheel. So I feel like that's something that's going to be really good. I also see there could be like you doing things like locally, more in nature as well, with family too. But I also see you really caring for animals, and not just dogs and cats. I also feel like wildlife too. So I feel like you have a really big heart for helping out animals, or just being there if they need it as well. So I just feel like you have a big heart, but I'm really directed more of animals with you as well. Do you have any questions for me?
No. Actually, my cat was like rubbing my back today when I was sitting outside, and I was like, oh, I really love this cat. So it's just kind of funny that you brought that up, because I was just thinking today about how much I love my cat.
I did too. I just really have a big heart, and it's like I just see like there's a lady on TikTok that I see who feeds raccoons. So I was seeing like you with all different animals. I just feel like you'd be caring to all of them. But I do feel like you're onto something about, I don't know, grooming them, and even like doing things with cats. I just feel like that is like an avenue that you could definitely take. I can see that for you as well. As that, and also some family relaxation too that I see, even in your country as well as outside. But I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
That's okay. So everybody, if we hope you all have a happy Easter. So for me here in Australia, we have a big long weekend. So we have that Good Friday. So Good Friday we have off, and then we also have Easter Monday off as well. So for us here, we're having an extra long weekend, and I hope where you are, you're also celebrating Easter, or if you don't, just have a great weekend. If you want to contact me for reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook is also Lady D Psychic Parties, and I also do weekly lives there and do our live readings there as well. I also on Instagram with Lady D Psychic, and TikTok is Lady D Psychic. My YouTube channel is Lady D, or Danielle Psychic if you can't look under Lady D. Hope you all have an amazing week, and I'll see you again next week. So stay safe, and I'll see you again. Goodbye.
Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio. Now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Welcome, greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, Reverend Elliot. Shuffling up the cards, coming to you live tonight on a very special night from the city of New York. Tonight is we're here in New York. It's the last hour of the new moon today, which means it's Chinese New Year. Today begins the year of the snake. I don't know if that's good or bad.